I had this stream from, this was something that was basically a goal on one of the subathons, and I was like, okay, this might actually be quite a cool thing to do, so why don't we do this? And then I was like, okay, this is the time to do it. Let's do it. Okay, Demonic, cool. I'll have a look after the stream, man. Thanks, dude. Sorry, it's been crazy recently. You guys know that. You guys know that. And guys, don't forget, if you are a gifted subscriber of this month, you can renew your subscription right now for another month for $1. So remember that if you are a gifted sub, it is September. So have a look at all of that in the channels you're in the places you're in, and everything else, because it is $1, and that's all it is. Okay. We have some flashiness going on. You won't see my face until we put my face on the camera. So what I'm doing is I have basically got an overlay with just StreamLabs OBS. Normally, what you could actually do is have, for example, I could have just done OBS Studio from the beginning and just putting all the bits and just have my mic on now. Instead, I've actually got another program open completely, and I'm just capturing that. So we'll have to see whether or not that's going to work, because I don't know if it's going to work. Also, I feel awful. My voice is going, and I've got a cough, which is great. I think it's just because it's the morning. It might be fine. But you know, it's okay. But yeah, people ask me, and hello, Fenris, what's up, dude? If you want to subscribe with $1, it should be up in the top where you normally press subscribe. Someone just messaged me and asked. So you can have a look at that, see if you've got it, think about it. If not, it's okay. Old age, could be as well, could be. So, okay. In terms of where we start, I've got also, there is a command as well, which is going to bring up a few different commands. I'm glad that there's some technical minded people in here that can kind of help me and whatnot. It's for OBS Tech, OBS download, and OBS and stream Twitch. So there's some good places for like settings, explanation of some of the terminology, some of the stuff in there, which is actually pretty useful. So if I don't explain something correctly, it could be in that information, if that makes sense. It's going to be very basic. I'm going to talk about the technical stuff. I'm going to talk about what it's like to be a streamer. If you want to stream, your expectations maybe of what you should expect, realistic expectations of starting off, on all the feelings and emotions and fun stuff that goes with it, and I continue to go through every day. So yeah, that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna start this like now, as if it was a YouTube video, as well as talking to chat and just doing the normal things. So yeah. She's fishing. More tea. Okay. So welcome everyone. This is the StreamLabs OBS. StreamLabs OBS, streaming for beginners. All covering all the things of technology and emotions. Yes, you heard me right. Emotions. Okay, people have them. That is a legitimate thing. This is going to be talking about Streamlabs and just trying to get basically a basic stream up as well. It's not really that difficult nowadays, to be fair. Like Streamlabs OBS is probably one of the easiest.
Keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Amazing. Hello, Anuva, and everyone in the chat as well. StreamLabs OBS is really, really easy to set up because there's a few reasons why. And one of them, I'm going to just go through them on the screen. So StreamLabs OBS, and I'm going to put this in the description of the YouTube video, and it's also in the chat as well. You can basically download from their site. You don't even have to log in. You can just literally download it off their front page. So you should definitely do that because it's easy. It's easier than maybe using OBS Studio because you don't have things like templates in there which can really help you set up the things. You know, it's not that difficult. If you do !OBS download in the chat, then you can also download, that's the link basically where you can download it. It's on the front page. To start, really, before you come into the screen that I'm in, you actually have to log in with your Twitch account. So whatever you use to, you know, log into Twitch to chat with, make sure that you log in. I think you can log in. You can log in also of YouTube and Mixer as well. So this doesn't necessarily have to be just about Twitch. It's just about streaming, to be honest. I don't know if there's an actual Facebook login. I can't remember. But anyway, you know. StreamLabs, yeah. Is there anything else? There is other programs. There's XSplit, which you have to pay for. And XSplit is okay, but you get some nice custom settings and stuff like that, so you can do some different stuff with the camera. But in all honesty, OBS Studio is free and is just as good, if not better, at different things. It's just, there's some stuff in XSplit that is just not in like OBS Studio, and there's some stuff in OBS Studio there's not in XSplit, and I just kind of, you know, you do the pros and cons, and I just came out with OBS Studio is better. I mean, it's more, OBS is used more by, you know, more people, plus you have to pay as well. There was a reason I stopped using StreamLabs OBS over Studio. The reason was because Studio has studio mode, which is basically, if I press Studio here, you can preview your screens before they go out live. So when I start my stream up, I always have the intro stream here with the countdown, and then I have my camera and everything else here. I press transition and it goes over. You know, I press that button, it goes over, and that's the image live. Now it actually has studio mode in it, so it's actually really good. It's even for, like, you know, higher level streamers and, you know, more experienced streamers who may not have even looked at StreamLabs OBS before. It kind of meant that, you know, you could start having a look at this and thinking about it as like something to use yourself. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in it. CPU usage wise, it did used to hit me a little bit harder than OBS Studio, but I don't know now. So it's definitely worth looking at that and seeing, you know, if you're a new streamer, seeing what the differences are. But this is what I advise for like a beginner, like a new streamer, right? Because it's very easy to set up. Okay, let's go at that. So first of all, one thing is, what do you prefer it to look like? Do you prefer it to look light or dark? So that's really bright and horrible, so I'm going to do that. That's better. Darkness is awesome. It's much better. You have options. I'm not sure what I wasn't sure was how to maybe look at the settings and see about how you know, whether or not it's worth looking at setting up the actual settings first, or setting up the, you know, the windows, like the camera and everything else. I don't know. Dark mode Twitch is life. This is true. This is true. It's a true fact. It's a true fact. But yeah. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the actual settings first, because if you can't actually stream to Twitch or to Mixer or to YouTube, there's probably not much point in setting up the stream, right? I mean, logically, that would make sense. So we're going to go through the stream settings. You can, as well, in the chat, there is a small little technical thing that you can look up as well. It's called, let's have a look at the settings again. !, stream Twitch, and ! OBS tech for the chat. And I'll put that in the description of the YouTube video if I do a YouTube video. And it's going to give you some information, some settings and whatnot as well. And it'll just help you out in terms of just knowing exactly what the hell you're doing. Because there's a lot of settings in here which, you know, many people, even like people who've been streaming for years, you got no idea what they actually mean. There's a lot in here, and it's definitely worth looking at that to kind of confer with and to be like, you know, oh, that information, I don't know what that means. It might be good to actually look up what that means while I'm putting the setting into the place that I'm trying to look at. If I sound a bit random today, I'm sorry. It's because I've got like lots of cold meds in me right now, and it's I feel awful. So I do apologize. Okay, so having a look at general stream settings. So you've got OBS, you've downloaded it, you're like, cool, you know, I'm gonna start streaming. I've logged in with Twitch or Mixer or whatever I want to log in with, because it all connects up to StreamLabs. Okay, remember, this is one of the benefits as well of doing it like this, because you can access everything in StreamLabs OBS, like your alerts, like your chat, everything else as well. So I've got my dashboard here. This isn't my stream. This is Balder's Beast Bot's stream. He is here in the stream as well. Welcome, welcome. And if you've ever used StreamLabs, you can see, you know, on the website, like as I use OBS Studio, so I have to have the website. I don't have to have it necessarily open, but you can do things, all the stuff inside StreamLabs OBS. So you can mess around with your alerts. You can put your donation goal, everything else, your stream boss, your tip jar, your chat box, all these things is all built into StreamLabs OBS, which is why it's really, really good for beginners as well, because you don't have to mech around with having a website open as well. You can just have all of this stuff open. It's pretty good. And there's also another thing which is really good, and another reason why I think this is great for beginners, and it's because you can have a theme and there's templates for those themes in OBS, and there is a lot. There is a lot. I mean, there's 42 pages, and there's 4. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my good lord, there's so many. There's like 20 or so on the page. It's not exactly 20 because obviously the end might not have that many on it. But there is a lot of good templates in here. So you could literally come in, put one of these templates up, change some of the text, get the settings down, and you could be streaming within half an hour pretty easily. I would not advise that, because it'd be good to just have a look at your settings and make sure everything's okay, test up and whatnot as well. But there are a lot, and they keep adding them as well, and they're very general. Some of them are very, very big in terms of like cam windows and stuff, but you can adjust that stuff. It's just so that, you know, you can see it on the actual template window. So there is quite a lot here. So I would advise, if you're going to do that, have a look at some of these templates. They look very professional. I haven't seen anyone using these, in all honesty. So, you know, the only thing that would be bad in terms of considering about using this is the fact that, you know, it's not original. It's not yours, but, you know, it's a template and you can get streaming. If it's just for fun and you're just looking for a hobby, it doesn't matter. You know, you can use this and it looks decent, and, you know, you have the right to be able to stream using this. It's a template in the program, you know. It's not like, you know, I would consider using it because they're really good. I would. I did have a test stream, and I used one of the templates, and they're really good. And there's some nice little animations in there and stuff as well. So just, you know, as I'm trying to be a full-time streamer, someone just followed my bot 3 months ago. There you go. Someone followed my bot. Someone called Blackjack Hacker. That's not good. It could be an option. And hello for you as well. And also, yeah, there are people in our community that are really technologically minded, as well as creative as well. So like Vu's designed some emotes and he's done bits and pieces for me, like overlays for different things. I'll put him in the YouTube video and description in this video as well, because that's someone who, you know, you can definitely, there you go, that's going to drum up some business for you, mate. You probably got loads anyway, because he's a talented man. He is indeed. He's a very talented man. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through these settings first. This is difficult because it's a stream. I'm not really going through like on YouTube and just being like, you know, this, that, the other. It's just a chilled convo. There you go. It's all good, dude. Help me out. Let's go through settings. Okay, so you want to stream on Twitch, right? You've got an internet connection and you're thinking, God damn, could I actually stream on Twitch? Can I? Is my internet connection quick enough? I would say the first thing you should do, like 100% wise, is to check your internet speed. That is a very, very important thing to do. The best way to do that is to go to something like speedtest.net. You can go to Xfinity and speed, you know, you can test there if you really want to. I mean, you know, it's an option. Why not? I guess you could. I'm going to go there now as I'm going to test my speed, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So I've gone over to speedtest.net and I'm going to check my speed to the web. So I'm going to start again. The reason the little heart man is there is because I don't want to show you my IP address. That would be bad. Okay, so load just came up. So there you go. I'm a failure. Whatever. Okay, so 289. It's about 300. That's funny, isn't it? It's okay. It'll change. What do you mean that's it? It's pretty good. Yeah. It will crap out my stream a little bit. I'm not going to put that in the video. Don't worry. I'm going to put out little sections which say like settings and everything else. It'll be fine. It's fine. It'll only happen for a second. I'm just showing you the example. Sometimes it doesn't even go down. But you can see at the moment, my ping is 5. It's really here which you want to be looking at. Obviously, if your ping's high, that's not a good thing. But your download is, my download is okay. You know, it's not really that. Again, we're looking at upload, which is the most important in terms of streaming to Twitch and upload speeds. If you're not partnered, the maximum you should probably go is about 3,500. Sorry. This is, and that's 3,500 kilobytes per second. So obviously this is, you know, 10.04 Mbps. So that would be 10,000 kbps, if that makes sense. That's some zeros, people. It's okay. Now, I do not, as a partner streamer, I do not stream above 4K. The reason I don't stream above 4K is because my old connection was about 6 or 7. I could stream at a higher bitrate, but I'm probably not going to because of my CPU, but we'll see. So anyway, you know your internet speed. Your upload speed is 10.04. So that's 10,000 in terms of kbps, which is going to be in the OBS settings, which is the important thing to remember. So, okay, we're good. It's like, okay, I know the minimum speeds, or I know the speed I should probably stream at and uploading my stream to Twitch. So we can just go for it, right? I mean, why not? Let's just do that. Let's have a look, see where we go. I've got to switch some things over. If it's a third of the thingy, don't even show me your upload speed. Yeah, for Xfinity it's really good, I was gonna say. It's not bad, actually. It's okay. It's okay. So that's one that, like I said, there are a couple of things before you start streaming. And if you just come into the video, you just come into the stream. This is like an intro to streaming technology-wise. And I'm just chilling. I'm just talking through it at my own pace. And it might not make sense like in the logical order, but this is the way I kind of go through it in my head whenever I moved or whenever I started streaming in a new location. Always check your uploads first, or always check your upload speed. Check it maybe at different times of the day, and you're not going to be streaming at 10,000 kbps or 10.04 mbps to Twitch. Like, I just don't need to. I can't either, in all honesty, because if you go to your maximum upload speed, you're not giving yourself any wiggle room as well for anything that kind of occurs for ups and downs in connection, other people uploading to the internet in your household, Comcast being Comcast. I mean, there's exponential amount of things that could potentially go wrong. But let's go through the settings. So general, if you experience weird behavior, you can try deleting your cache directory. Different things here. I mean, this is bug fixing, I guess. This bit here, I've never really needed to use that if I've ever used StreamLabs OBS. Don't worry about that. Let's focus on the stream stuff. Okay, so here. I did beat you to it, this is true. Okay, so here, stream type, streaming services, custom streaming server, I guess would be something of your own, so you can actually maybe stream out to a website, I'm not too sure. But with the one we're going to be looking at here is going to be streaming services. So the options you've got to stream to is, I haven't heard of some of these. Big ones, obviously, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Facebook Live, I would say. There is Restream and other sites, but not really that popular. Obviously, it's important which platform you stream to as well, because you want to make sure you're in the right place for that. There's a big difference between Twitch and Mixer and YouTube in terms of just the way people log in, the way people can donate, the way people can subscribe, the way people can do different things. If you're a YouTube content creator, maybe you want to just stream on YouTube because it's easier for people to gain access. So that's another big decision, where. And is a maybe even a decision I should have picked up before. Where do you stream to? I'm on Twitch right now. I would say Twitch is a big platform, but there are other options. If I'm a new streamer, I don't know if this is naughty or not, I would probably stream on something a bit smaller to gain an audience, maybe, to just see what it's like. I would try them all. I mean, a lot of streamers actually stream on, because as a partner, I'm limited in my contract to just streaming on Twitch. That's common knowledge. I can't stream anywhere else other than Twitch, and that's it. I would, if I was a streamer like you guys, I would try and maybe stream to, and I think you can stream out to Restream, whatever. Like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all the things. I would do that for sure. And then just see what happens. Like, see where you get the most traction, maybe. I don't know if there's any limits on Mixer in terms of being a partner and streaming elsewhere. It probably is as well. Makes sense. Stream key is something important to do as well. So as in your Twitch settings, you basically go to top right hand corner. Pardon me. You go to dashboard, and then you go to settings on the left hand side, and you go to channel. I'm not going to show you this, and then you'll be able to get to your stream key. It's an easy Google. I can just put it in the description as well. Not a difficult thing to look up, but that's basically giving you access to your own channel so that you can stream to it. So that's the direct line of the output of your channel on Twitch. That's giving you direction. So if you have that, put it in there, you'll be able to stream as well. Make sure you don't show it to people, because that would be bad. Because everyone can get a stream key. You can reset it. It's not the the end of the day, but just be careful with that information. It's quite secret. It does, yes. It does actually, Faius, that's right as well. So yeah, if you log in, I mean, I've not set anything up on my Baldur's Beast account, which is why it's not there. You can actually, normally it will put that stream key in there. That's correct. Indeed. It should do. Although maybe. Maybe it will do it. No. Okay. And then server, it'll be like, I'm not sure why it's not coming up for me. It might be because I'm already streaming on my other OBS. We just need to look for the server which is closest to you. Mine is Seattle, obviously, because that's where I am. And it'll have your nearest city normally, or, you know, region or area. And that should be, you know, in this box here as a pull down. It should be. It's not there for me because I'm currently streaming. For some reason, it's not actually coming up. But anyway. It's fine. It's not. It's obvious when you go for it. It's not that difficult. Okay, so output settings. Now this is the big one. You can start off with simple if you've got no idea what you're doing whatsoever, and you'd rather just think. In all honesty, it's not that advanced. There are more technical terms in there, but you could probably understand it. We could go over. What we'll do is we'll go over the advanced. Simple is just really dumbed down, and it just picks some automatic settings for you, which you're going to leave blank or you're going to have in there automatically anyway. There's important stuff here, which, you know, I just wanted to go through very quickly. Let's go to editor first, so I can actually go back to that. So output. I'm going to go advanced. So streaming wise, and if you go to the technical explanation page, which I had, I'm going to quickly pop that into the chat as well. That is in the commands for today. I believe it's OBS Tech. If you want to have a quick look at that. I'll stick it there. There you go. This is useful. It does describe some of the terminology and stuff as well, to be fair. Okay, so you click on output, you go to advanced, and audio track. I'm still a bit confused about what this is. I've never really changed it. I guess it's just if you want to run it in stereo and whatnot as well. I'm not too sure. This is on recordings mainly, I think, as well, so you can separate tracks. And you can assign different audio sources to different tracks, so you can fiddle around with it later, I believe. But you're streaming out to Twitch, you don't need to worry about that kind of thing. Encoder. Now this is a big one. It's weird because and someone might be able to stop me and tell me differently in chat. But software times 264 is basically the encoder which uses, it's a software, but it's using your CPU. So it's using your CPU to encode all the data, send it, you know, to Twitch, and it comes out to everyone else as a basic description. Obviously, there's more to it than that. NVENC is your graphics card, as far as I know, and that's in my NVIDIA card. Now, the quality that you encode at and that you send out this information to Twitch or whatnot has to be massively increased to equal the software times 264. So for example, if I'm streaming out to Twitch at 3500 bit rate, I have to increase that significantly for MVNC to basically get the same quality. So the software times 264 in terms of, you know, streaming, not recording, quality is better than the actual graphics card one at the same bit rate. So you have to increase the bit rate for the NVENC for your graphics card if you want to use that to encode. But yeah, it is a lower grade. It's just awful. I could do it probably, but I don't want to use extra CPU on that. You know, it's whether or not your CPU is really getting tanked by streaming, by games, by other stuff. That's the only time you should really think about using NVENC to, you know, as an encoder. Otherwise, just always use 264 in all honesty. And then you can fix the other settings that are currently, you know, going on. Hey Luke, what's up, dude? And hello 8-Bit as well. Is there a preference based on the game being run? No worries, dude. I'm not too sure what you mean, man. I'm not too sure. We'll probably get there. We've only just started, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, most people, like beginners and stuff who are just doing this are just gonna have the basic setup. So I'll probably just have one graphics card and CPU and whatnot as well. But I would say keep it on encoder 264 and you're pretty safe. You're pretty good. Enforce streaming service encoder settings. I would just leave this stuff on auto. Now this is a big important thing here. You're going to be rescaling your output resolution basically, because my screen pardon me, my monitor size is 1440. Like I'm not 1080, I'm not 720, and whatever you choose to work on in terms of, you know, your canvas here is going to be, you want it to be the size of your monitor, right? And the output resolution I'm going to Twitch with is 720. I'm not going 1080. 1080 is a real tax on my system. My system is, I'm doing this every day. I am full-time streaming, of course, and doing other things, but a 1080 on my system that's 2 years old, it just taxes it too much. And with some of the games that I play, they're very CPU intensive. I need to get a better system. I need to do all the other things to get that in a place where it's 1080p HD, and that would be perfect, right? But I can't. That's just the way it is. 720 is more stable for me. It's still a good quality. Hey Ryan, hey people in chat, welcome. It's just the best settings for me, you know. That's the way I can stream out to Twitch successfully. I can increase the quality through other ways like bitrate and whatnot, and just bump it up a bit, because, you know, it would say 720p in terms of, you know, the resolution of the stream, but there's still differences in that quality, you know, in terms of bitrate. So you could just stream at a higher bitrate, so just kind of up that quality a little bit, but the resolution will stay at 720. Okay, so rate control. There is some explanation. I've been looking at this a little bit. Rate control. I mean, CBR seems to be the best thing. And where was I looking at this? Let me have a look. I had a great explanation for it as well. So CBR means constant bit rate, which I already knew. That's an obvious one. But also it just means, and there are different options in here as well. So I'm just going to read it off the internet because it's just going to be easier. CBR encoding. CBR stands for constant bitrate. CBR is most commonly used for streaming video content using the Flash Media Service, RTMP. Our video encoding API will support blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading off some random thing. But there's loads of different things which are websites and stuff that actually go through and like explain every setting in depth and in detail. So I've watched so many videos where I'm like, what the flip does this mean? And why is it important to use this, that, the other? Basically, no one is using any of these other settings. I'm going to tell you use constant bitrate because you want to have that constant bitrate. You want to have a constant flow of information going through to Twitch. It's just an obvious thing that you should be doing. VBR is like audio quality is supposed to be awful. I think it focuses more on the video side of the signal over the audio quality. I'm not too sure. I've never used it. I don't know if that's technically true or not because I've not used it. I've always used CBR, and I've never really used CRF. Constant rate factor is what CRF means. I think it just gives you the option to actually state the numbers. Let's see. Yeah, so you're able to give a value where the lower the number is, the higher the quality is. And again, if you're a new streamer, getting into this area, it's just not worth it. It's not worth doing, because you can go down the rabbit hole and you can go and visit, like, you know, the best Twitch stream settings 2018. It's like, yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to. Okay, VBR doesn't really impact audio. Okay, I heard differently, but I haven't actually used it. So if you've used it, then you probably know better than me. But yeah, I would focus on CBR. Just have that constant FPS. Exactly, for your FPS is good. That's very, very true. Have that constant FPS going. You want your stream to be watchable. You don't want it to be stuttering. You want it to just be a constant flow of information. And that's the best way to do it. This is actually taking a while. This is fine. Okay, so bitrate, as we talked about before, we got our internet speed, which was 10.04 Mbps. This is measured in kbps, right? So 4,000 is obviously, you know, 4 Mbps. So I could up that, and people have said that, which I don't believe, that the bitrate doesn't really affect your CPU that much. It uses a very small amount of your CPU. Now, I've not really found that. I think technically it's not supposed to, but for some reason my CPU usage goes up a little bit too much if I use this. I don't know. But yeah, let's keep it chilled. Keep it chilled, people. Keep it chilled. We know we got technical people in the chat that know a lot about the stuff, but let's remember to be nice to each other as well. This is supposed to be a chilled stream where we're just talking about technology, talking about getting to be a streamer. If you want to be a streamer, let's just remember that while we're here and where we are. Every people does impact CPU a lot. Yeah. So I've tested around, and again, you know, everyone's system is different. When it's PCs are like people, you know, we've all got different components, we've all got, you know, different environments, different temperatures of CPU, all these different things. And whenever you go and look at settings and you see, you know, the best settings, blah blah blah, you have to be very careful, because, you know, your system is different to their system. You might be running a different CPU, a different graphics card. You might be playing a different game, you know, which is more intensive in terms of CPU. And you go and use their settings and you're like, oh shit, this isn't working the same way it's working for them. Why? And then you start fiddling with settings, and then you realize all these differences, like the games and whatnot. And I would say, yeah. Yes, we are generally, you know, general public, and you know what I'm like as well with technology is I'm not very, you know, overclocking and all that kind of stuff. I'm not that knowledgeable about. So, you know, it makes sense. I understand what you're talking about. And we're looking at chat as well. So if you're watching the YouTube video, you can have a look at chat, all the different things that are going on. Maybe questions, theories, answers. Thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate that, dude. But yeah, having a look at the rest of this. So bitrate, I've set a 4K. Now I've tested this around. I'm a partner, so I can stream above like 3,500. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. I'm pretty sure if you're an affiliate or whatever as well, you can probably stream at a higher bitrate and it'll be fine. But 3,500 is like the sweet spot really for that kind of, for streaming on Twitch. And there is a great website here, and it's called it's stream.twitch.tv/encoding, which I'm going to put in the chat as well. And basically it gives you a great list of settings. It gives you a great list of settings which are going to help you out as well in terms of trying to get your own stream up. So it gives you, like, if you want full HD, high frame rate, 1080p, 60 FPS, It tells you obviously your vertical resolution is going to be 1080. It tells you a bit rate of 4,500 to 6,000 kbps, and it'll give you obviously it tells you what frame rate you should push it out. Obviously 60 fps makes sense. It gives you your keyframe interval, all this different information which is useful to basically sync up your stream and make sure it's going to be 60 fps at 1080. So I'm another setting there if you're on the website, and it says HD high frame rate 720 60 fps. So I'm between bitrate of 3,500 to 5,000. So I've kind of gone just under the halfway point of that, and that makes sense. Otherwise I would change, I could go to a 30 fps, and when you start going lower, that's where you don't really want to stream under 720 unless you're focusing maybe on like a cell phone. I don't know, like if you're streaming, like it would be on your cell phone, you can stream at these different levels, and if your audience is just cell phone orientated, I'd say these other 480p and 60 fps and whatnot and lower maybe could be an option, but I would not go lower than 720. I don't even know if that's possible. Could actually check that on the profiles and whatnot, but why would anyone want to watch anything less than 720? You're streaming lower than 720. How does it look? Oh, your stream looked okay though. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe you're close then. Again, if you're streaming at a lower resolution and the bitrate and everything else is okay, it could be fine to watch. This is the thing. This is why testing is okay. Is useful. Sorry, very useful. Okay, so let's continue. So 4K bitrate as well. So make sure you try and follow those settings as well. Yeah, exactly. It's change your FPS as well if you're having issues. But we'll get to that point as well. So my output resolution is 1280 by 720. 720 is obviously the 720p. That's where the 720 comes from. It's the vertical part of the screen. And then let's go to where are we? Keyframe interval. So on the website, on that website, I gave you guys a good guide to basically have a look at these different settings. So you might not know what they mean. Keyframe interval. I really have no idea what that means. I'm not gonna lie. If I could probably Google it right now. I mean, I know what keyframes is in terms of video, but I don't know if. Let me just check this double quick, because I might know what this is. Ah, okay. No, I can't explain that. I can't explain that in a way you're going to understand. Just follow the website and follow that and follow the information. I've just become one of those people that just says, just do this and it's going to be fine. I've just become that person. But on on that stream.tv, twitch.tv/encoding website, it tells you the keyframe interval that you should be using. I can't explain that in a simple way. Is the time between keyframes. But then it's explaining keyframes. So maybe in chat, if you can explain that in a better way than me, because I will do it in a long, convoluted way and mumble as well. Okay, CPU usage, let's go down to that. But basically it's on 2. That's the setting, that's correct. For me, for my settings and what I'm using. Is the real proper data. Okay, there you go. CPU usage preset. The higher it is, the less CPU you use. Now, most people are set to very fast on this. So the lower you go down here, I mean, it says it right there as well. Where did I go? CPU usage presets. The higher you go, the less it is. I mean, I don't know why they just must be an easier way to explain this. But basically, you know, the more CPU you use, less CPU you use, higher it is. I mean, most people are on super fast. If your CPU is beefy, try going down faster, down to 1. I know people that run on fast and faster with like proper beefy, like brand new CPUs. I'm not going to go more than very fast, to be honest. I'm using my CPU to encode and everything else. I'm not going to go a lot higher and my games are very CPU intensive. Very fast seems to be the medium setting, the setting which works for me and for a lot of people. So I would stick to that. I want a high quality stream, so I want to have my profile is on high. Again, the details of exactly what this means, I'm not exactly sure. All this information you can probably find out on Google and whatnot, but this is literally not, I've never changed this. It would just want, I want high quality on my stream. I'm assuming that's what it is. Tune is something which is new to me. I believe I would not pick this. I would not even use this option. Now, tune I'm not too sure about. And it's something worth looking up as well. Like, this is something you should do in life normally. Like, if you don't know what something means, look it up and see if it's important and useful. So, example, I just went and looked at what tune is. And someone says that basically it's an additional parameter for x264 encoder. And there's more information online as well. So that I wouldn't start, if you don't know what a setting is, I wouldn't start messing with it too much. This is not massively important. I think if you want to delve into your tech and everything else, you can really start delving into this settings and go down the rabbit hole. Like I said, I've never used this setting. It's not hurt my stream at all. I'm not touching it. No way. Absolutely not. The same with this 264 options as well. Again, by inputting different numbers, you can play with settings and different things and encoding, and I'm just not interested in doing that. And this is because it's in advance, and this is why I advise to particularly probably go for the simple setup so you don't have to go for all this stuff. But the reason I'm going for all this stuff is so that basically you can try and understand it, and I can try and help to explain it. I hope that's kind of working. I guess maybe it is. And then you go down to recording as well. And this is where, if you want to record your stream at the same time, you can do that. I would say if you're starting off streaming, just stream. Focus on streaming. Don't focus on recording. I don't know if you can do that on StreamLabs OBS as well. I think you can set it so that when you go live that you can record as well, but I can press start recording and start streaming at the same time on my OBS studio as well. But I would focus on the streaming part. And you can download your VODs with different programs as well, and you can get the information there, so that's fine. But yeah, keyframe explanation is in the chat as well. Thank you, Demonic. That's good. Right, so recording this is when you can start using NVENC as well. This is your own video card or whatever card you have. It will be this encoder. This NVENC card is specifically for NVIDIA. I can't remember, or is it just for graphics cards? I can't remember specifically, but anyway, it will be the one that's not 2 times 264, and then you'll increase the bitrate and everything else. So this is when you can record with that specifically, and you won't want to use so much CPU, I guess, to record. So everything goes through, and the encoding goes through nicely. For your I basically use my graphics card encoder when I'm recording, and it's been awesome. But you change the bitrate, and the bitrate would go up significantly compared to your stream. I mean, I think I've got mine at like 10k plus, but that's a different video. That's a different thing. Let's go. Oh my god, Lord, that took ages. I'm so sorry. It's not too bad. That's all right. That's all right. I think I'd have to do a different video for YouTube, to be fair. And all the different tracks that we were talking about earlier up here, you can actually specify the different quality for the audio tracks. So if you want to record on more than one audio track, you can separate different things. I believe it separates different things inside OBS, and when you're recording, and then you want to put that into I don't know, Premiere or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, because again, I never used this setting myself. But yeah, have a look into that if it's something you're interested in. If you want in depth, go in more in depth. But I would honestly, as a new streamer, simple output mode is fine. These are the main things you want to be worrying about. You want to worry about your video bitrate. You want to worry about your encoder. You want to worry. I mean, you could worry about your audio bitrate. Obviously, you know that's going to increase the set. That's going to increase the quality a tiny bit. It really is minuscule. I go for 320, which seems to be absolutely perfectly fine. I'm on ultra fast here. Interesting. I don't know why that is. I think I was just messing around with that yesterday. Encoder preset, which is what we talked about before in terms of, you know, higher equals less CPU. I go for, you know, very fast is kind of almost, it's not middle of the ground, but this is pretty much where most people sit with theirs. And you can test it, you know, set up your connection, start streaming and do testing, you know, try different settings. If it looks crap, you know, turn it off, restart the stream, and that's what you have to do. Make sure as well you restart the stream with the settings that you want to have. If you just change it, it doesn't change the settings at the time, as far as I know. But make sure you do that, because if you look at the stream and you're like, oh, that looks awful, someone else is going to be doing that as well. And nowadays, you know, it's like technical stuff is important. But obviously the stream is the most important thing. But if people can't see you and it looks awful, they will go and watch someone else. That's just the way it is. Like, that's one thing that vision wise, like if you can't see the person and you can't see what they're doing, that's why you go to Twitch. Otherwise you just listen to the radio, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense. So make sure you can be seen, not too much pixelation on the screen. Change around your settings like CPU, encoders, bit rate. You know, just have a look at all that different stuff and see if there's any numbers you can switch around. You know, change around your encoder preset, your resolution, muck around with that. Go between 30 and 60 FPS maybe. Just try some different stuff. The audio bit rate isn't really going to change much, so, you know, don't worry about that too much. And again, you know, recording as well. A lot of people keep talking in terms of, you know, recording. They say go MP4. It doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, that's something you can upload straight away to YouTube. I record in FLV, which is absolutely fine because I edit. So, you know, FLV actually uses a lot less space as well, as far as I remember. Or does it actually? I think maybe the quality is a little bit better than MP4, and then I just edit it in Premiere or whatever. But anyway, recording is a different thing. Someone's gonna say that I'm wrong on that, probably. I could be. It's good that you're watching me being so certain on everything I'm talking about right now. I seem to do all right though, so it's all good. Audio. So audio settings. These are your live audio settings, and this is the stuff which I really know the most about. And this is the live situation. This is basically your microphone, your anything audio that you're putting into the stream. You know, your digital desks, your, I don't know if you're doing something in terms of, you know, like a digital mixer, like you've got different, you're managing your sound differently to other people, so you haven't just got straight up inputs like a mic and everything else. You've got some, I can't remember what it's called. I used to use a program which used to divide up my sources and whatnot so that I could basically have a mixer, digital mixer, and I would basically, you know, mess around with the game sound and everything else through one channel. But that's a completely different video. Just ignore me completely. But basically, let's go down to mic, and you can see right now I have different options. So when you put your microphone setting into here, you need to make sure you select the microphone. My microphone is a Samsung CO1U, and I'll see a lot of new streamers when they start specifically, they will start and they've got a microphone in front of their face, but they sounds like they're using their webcam microphone. I don't know. Just make sure you put in your microphone's mic section or auxiliary device 1 that you select your microphone. because you want to make sure you're using the right one. You could have a second microphone as well, which is elsewhere in the room, or, you know, another source that you want to have, which is feeding through a microphone source, you know, something that's actually been, you know, recording as a mic. You know, you've got a mic over there with, like, it's recording your dog or something. I don't know. You could use that. But I think as well, in terms of this, there you go, line, like, so it could be like you're a sound catcher, for example, from, you know, if you're capturing your console audio and whatnot as well. That will normally come through video capture, but I think you can feed it through mic capture as well. So basically, if you're ever inserting audio sources, have a look through, and it might come up in the mic auxiliary device too as well, to be fair. I'm going a little bit more advanced there, I realize. But basically, as a new streamer, make sure you select your mic, desktop audio device, default should be fine. Otherwise, find, you know, your where your sound's coming out from. I don't need to put any other devices in there, that should be fine. So if you have a look down in the bottom, and if I play some music very, very quickly, you should start to see desktop audio coming up as well. So whatever you hear, and this is what desktop audio device means, whatever you hear on your PC will go out to your stream. So if you've got things like alerts in Skype, or if you've got like alerts in Slack, or you've got a video playing on YouTube, or you've got, you know, a site up that you're watching a video and a random advertisement pops up, all of that sound is going to come through to your stream, unless you've got some kind of digital mixing software where you're rerouting that sound and it's not going to your stream. It's all going to come through, and that's what the desktop audio device is selecting and just trying to, you know, make sure that happens. So whenever you're streaming, make sure, and you start, that you've got playing what you want to be heard on the stream. Because if you're playing loads of stuff together, it's not going to suddenly randomly pick one thing. Like, you can't just say, play this Windows sound. It will pick up your desktop sound, which you hear currently. Default normally works the best in terms for everyone. It will normally just pick up, you know, your speakers. Otherwise, it will probably be that for me. And I can test it again. You can test it, make sure it's the correct thing. It is. There you go. Whereas if I selected, actually, yeah, exactly. It's not gonna. That's not gonna be correct because that's the digital Realtek digital output. Blah blah blah. So test again. If you're not sure what it is, I would literally just go through. You have the setting coming up there. It's got volume. It's good. I've got my, you know, fiddle around with your volume inside the program. You'll be able to see bars. You know you've got some kind of sound. You could do a test recording, a test stream. Again, every single time you know, you have a setting that you're not sure about, you're not sure what you're doing, test it, go and listen to it, go and watch it, come back, and then start going again. And this is the refinement about this. This is the thing about streaming and everything else. It's not just as easy as pressing go live and then that's it. You know, if you're on simple settings and everything, you really can, it can be that easy. But if you have, you know, if your connection is a bit wonky or your PC isn't that great, you want to make sure you're going to watch your stream back after your session, or, you know, if you're testing in a day, go and have a look, come back to it, alter the settings. Always, I look at my quality settings every day. I wish it was a little bit better. But it does fine for what I'm trying to do at present. And I know my limitations. So don't try and just go for the best settings when you've got like your FPS is awful and your sound is bad. I don't know. Just, it's something that's watchable. At the end of the day, they are there to watch you as well. So, you know, difference between 720 and 1080 on Twitch is, I mean, is it that big? I mean, I'm 720. I'm doing all right. I'm partnered, so I don't know. Is that good? That must be good. That's okay. It's not too bad. I think it seems to be okay. You guys, some of you guys are subscribed. It's all right. It is, yeah. I'm an audio visual technician. When as a trade, as I grew up, So, you know, testing is an important thing when it comes to any technology. Hey, Bloody, what's up, dude? But yeah, testing is important. What about playback if your headset is doing that? Anything that comes through your, if you're including in-game sound, yeah. So if you've got mics in like Overwatch, CS:GO, whatever, like, yeah, all that stuff's gonna come through, dude. Anything you hear on that audio device one, that desktop audio device one, anything. So don't watch anything cheeky on another page, you know. But let's go through the other settings as well, and we'll have a look. So video wise, so base canvas resolution. This is the screen size you're working on here. So, you know, I'm actually on my OBS studio. I will tell you a secret. Mine's wrong, actually. I adjust it to I work on a base canvas of 1080. Now it's not technically wrong because I work on a different monitor. So I've actually, you know, I'm using the resolution for that. But I would work on your base canvas resolution of your monitor that you're working on mainly, including, you know, just the main game. I mean, it doesn't impact my stream at all. I've got a 1440p monitor, and I would advise that is your canvas, because, you know, that's the resolution of your game, that's the resolution of your monitor. As simple as that. I would just do it as that. An output is the same output you had over here basically as well. We went 720, and we want to make sure that, you know, I'm not able to push out more than 720p in terms of quality, so it gets downscaled. I would say this is scaled, but it gets downscaled to 720p, and I'm not sure, like, if there's a difference. I'll just change that between going from, because there must be a lot more work that goes on between these two. So I think I changed mine to 1080 as well for that reason. I'm not too sure, but I would work on your canvas resolution, which is your base monitor, your main screen resolution, and then you downscale it to, you know, the max is going to be 1080 really, to be honest. I'm not sure. Unless you can scale in, you can stream, because these options are here for not just Twitch, it's for other stuff like custom streams as well. I don't think you can go higher than 1080. I'm pretty sure you cannot. I don't know. You run the base canvas as what you get run in the game, bringing the game in as, yeah, exactly. That's a good idea. That's the best way you should do it, because that's your main monitor, that's your main screen, and then you're not downscaling it over and over and over again. That's a good idea. For sure. Scaling to 720, indeed. Yes. And then I've got 60 FPS here. I'm guessing downscale filter, you want to have the most. You want to have, I guess you use Lanczos. I mean, you know, just seems like the best thing to use. I'm shaking my head here. Common FPS values, just normal FPS, you want to have 60. If you can. I mean, NTSC is different region, but you want to be either 30 or you want to either be 30 or 60, I would say. And if you can't be 60 and you're at 720 and you think, you know, you go to 48 and you want to get in between, maybe try that. But, you know, 30 or 60 primarily is where you want to hit between. You don't really want to go any lower than that, in all honesty. I guess 24 frames per second isn't that bad. 24. Let me just remind myself. 24 FPS used to be like the highest video frames when I was about 18 or so. In terms of video. that you would watch on like, was it video, DVD and whatnot? I don't know, but that used to be like a standard thing. I think that's VHS was 24 frames per second. I can't remember. But it's not that bad in all honesty. So I would say try not to go below like 24. Don't do that. That's like the maximum lowest that I would ever go. But I would still not stream that. I would not stream that. But you know, hey ho. Okay, so let's continue. What else are we doing here? Let's have a look at the settings. Output. Video. There you go. Okay, it's cool. So we're done the FPS. Now that's the main bulk of your settings, and I know this has been taking a while, and I'm sorry about that. But it's an important thing to do, you know. Once you have these core settings kind of sorted out, you've done your output, you've done everything else, you know, you're ready to start really getting on with everything else. I mean, this stuff actually takes a while to get used to and to, you know, get your knowledge down about and to start fiddling with as well, to be fair. I would do that. Yeah, and of course, yeah, if your game is running at a different FPS to the FPS you're kind of like encoding out to Twitch, it can get a bit wonky, which is why I force a lot of games to do 60 FPS when I'm playing them. I mean, it's really dependent on the game and the program. So I try and fix, if you can try and fix everything to the point where it's, you know, your canvas is 1440 and your game is 1440, right? You keep these things the same and then you downscale. It just works a lot better. Whereas if, you know, you've got in-game your FPS is 144, but then, you know, in Twitch it's like you can only go to 60 FPS. You know, that's one thing that's really, really massively different. You know, your base resolution is 1080, but really your monitor is 1440. You've downscaled the image. You know, there's so many different things. If you can try and keep stuff uniform as possible until you get to a point when you're encoding out to Twitch, then, you know, you're not encountering all these issues like CPU usage, more encoding, more messing about with settings and whatnot as well. You know, you can avoid some issues, but I mean, I don't know how much this really impacts it. Oh, good Lord, what's happening? My StreamLabs just went weird. Sorry about that. Hey, Keldal, what's up, dude? But it's like with any technology, you know, I always try and keep the settings good, everything uniform until a point, you know, where you can be sending that information out to Twitch. Try and keep it good. Try and keep it stable. You know, don't try and, you know, I've got here, for example, I mean, this is a good example. I'm at 1440p resolution on my main monitor. It gets downscaled to 720 to go to Twitch. You know, I'm not going to be, I shouldn't, well, even though I am, because I'm running on a different monitor, I don't know why I'm doing this on OBS Studio, so I might change it myself. You know, 1080 is not my base resolution on my main monitor. It's not the resolution of my game. So, you know, inside OBS Studio, whatever I'm using, I'd then have to downscale the game to the canvas and then it would have to go out again. So it saves you time in setting up things as well, to be fair. Yeah, indeed. Hey, Free, what's up, dude? Path of Exile grind. Awesome. We're just doing some OBS going throughs right now as well. But anyway, yes, let's continue. Hotkeys, so you can assign different hotkeys to do different things. So if you want to have a hotkey to start streaming instead of pressing go live, which is in the bottom right hand corner, you can do that. You can also assign this stuff through Stream Deck, I believe, as well. I know you can, I think, you can definitely do it for scenes, obviously. Elgato Stream Deck is really, really decent. I would definitely advise using that if you can afford it. If it's something you can afford, it's quite nice. You do not need it. I don't use it that much, in all honesty. I use it for a lot of, I use it mainly for shoutcasting and stuff like that, and you can use it to do things like, basically I'll show you it in a minute. It's a panel. I'll bring it up on here. Actually, I couldn't do that because I'm doing monitor capture. So this is Stream Deck. So basically I have a little panel which has this window, right? I press one of these buttons. For example, I press sub right now, and that whole command will come out. So I don't have to put a command in the chat. You know, that's just one example. And if I go to different scenes, I can change the scenes and whatnot as well. Turn the sort man on. You know, I can create a clip. All these fancy little things that I can do. You know, this is my, you know, Joko is the salute and the thingy in chat, for example, as well. But you know, you can have hotkeys in StreamLabs OBS to do things like disable studio mode, to, you know, mute your mic and stuff as well. It's a bit more basic, obviously, but there are other programs out there that can help you out with this. Stream Deck is one of them. You press a button on the side and you'll be able to switch scenes and whatnot as well. Just something else additional which is useful. And you guys funded that Elgato Stream Deck, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. Awesome. Okay. What next? Let's have a look. All right, no worries, man. Thank you. No, you're good. No, you're absolutely fine. Martin, welcome to the stream. When it comes to tech and stuff like this, everyone has different views and different points and, you know, different things to say and, you know, more details, and that's good for me. It's good for everyone, to be fair. Nothing wrong with that. Got next week off, may play around with streaming. Do it, through. Do it. For sure, man. This is a good program to use. We're going to get into the more fun stuff shortly. I'm sorry. I know we're doing like all this kind of technical like upload, but I want to make sure that people understand that this is an important thing that they need to be doing, you know? It's very important. Very important indeed. Okay. Let's go. Next thing. Hail to the king. Wow. So advanced default monitoring device. I wouldn't mess with any of this, especially as a new streamer. Just almost ignore this all completely. The other thing, only thing maybe you want to do is delay your stream if you're doing something specific. So if you're doing something in a tournament setting maybe, and you're playing Fortnite, is example, if you're playing like Fortnite Summer Skirmish or something, you don't want people to see where you are in a PvP game that you're playing a tournament in, you might want to enable a stream delay. This is where you would do it in advanced on this program specifically. That might be a good idea to do that. If you're playing something in PvP elsewhere and you don't want to get stream sniped, maybe you might want to do that as well. That's actually a really good setting for that, as well as, you know, I've always used it for tournaments that I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much one of the main reasons I would use it. Scene collections. Oh, this is like old settings and whatnot as well that you can put in and out of OBS. Is that what it is? Export overlay file, import overlay file. Maybe this is additional like themes and stuff. I actually don't know. Never used that. I don't technically use StreamLabs OBS at all. I use Studios, so some of these settings aren't actually in Studio. Notifications. So show notifications, enable notifications, detect skip frames. Okay, so you're able to. Okay, that's actually not bad. There's a little thingy here where you can actually, if you get alerted if you have so many skipped or dropped frames. So if you can handle, all right, Lazy, take it easy, man. Thank you for hanging out, dude. See you later, my friend. Oh yeah. There's two different types of stream delay. That's right, indeed. And it's Keldos and Demonica saying the stream delay through Twitch is different. You can set it to a normal or lower latency, so I can get like 2 or 3 seconds delay. This delay is in addition to that delay. So, you know, 2 or 3 seconds on Twitch or 10 or whatever, that's the standard. and then you're increasing on that delay. So make sure that you're thinking about, you know, okay, I've got this delay on Twitch, and then I've got this delay. So it could, if you put 10 seconds here, it could be an extra tweak. It could be 20 seconds on Twitch, for example. Exactly, yeah, that's right, Fruit. So in PvP and Guild Wars 2s, I have the stream delay on like 20 seconds, and then I have the normal Twitch delay, and I adjust that, so it gets up to about between 20 and 30 seconds. Yeah, that's right, indeed. Okay, so now let's go to the rest of it. Notifications, so that's just notifications if you're getting skipped or dropped frames. This is going to be good, I would say, when you're actually, you know, testing your stream. So maybe drop down this a little bit more, and then you'll have notifications basically telling you skip frames and drop frames are basically, you know, there's a reason. There's even a, you know, a lack of connection internet wise. Your CPU is being overloaded. And these warnings will come up when that's happening, and that's good for when you're testing specifically, because if you can see that happening in Twitch, in StreamLabs, that you know you've got the kind of stuff you need to start tweaking, like FPS encoders, bitrate, and all that kind of stuff as well. Whereas if you're not getting those alerts specifically, it could just be something like your internet connection, which is a bit wonky, that's going down. So whenever I'm trying to navigate any issues in OBS Studio, I'll have a look at the little green square, which is basically like an indicator for a solid connection. If I see no drop frames and no skip frames or anything else like that, that green square will normally be red or orange or a different color to basically say you're screwed and your connection is awful, and it will normally be that now because I've got my settings in a good place. So make sure you're always, you know, testing, having a look at your connection, you know, having a look at the different places on the screen which are going to indicate to you whether or not, you know, it's your connection, it's dropped frames and whatnot. I'm not going to stream from this now, obviously, because I'm connected to Twitch, but yeah, OBS is pretty nice like that. It tells you some stuff, some bits and pieces. Night mode. Is that what this is? Yeah. This is this. Okay. And then you can have a look at the different settings inside when you're live and whatnot as well. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Okay. It's got some, StreamLabs has some nice stuff in it, I've got to say. It's got some nice bits and pieces. Appearance, so we had a look at that. This is, you can now control StreamLabs from your phone to begin. Really? So you can use it as like a little Elgato Stream Deck. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty nice. I mean, there's lots of stuff you can play with. I mean, again, that's getting a little bit down the rabbit hole and like going further into it. That's not really what I want to do in this guide. So that's really settings. So I'll probably set that out in a different video. But this is really like, once you've got your settings down, you've tested your connection, but you still need to have stuff on your screen, right? You need to have something on your screen to test with. So now this is where, so if you just come to the stream, you've just started watching, this is the basic setup of your screen. Some of the basic stuff you can do in terms of, you know, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to show the content that you're going to be creating or playing or talking about or whatever. You also might want to put things in like alerts, like follow alerts, subscription alerts, bit alerts, all this different stuff. Thing is, when you start off streaming as well, some of these might not be as relevant, but I would start off from the get-go, you know, the world is your oyster, right? You don't want to be pessimistic. So just assume, you know, there are people out there that want to watch you. Just assume you're here to learn. Hey, Forsaker. You just assume, you know, that you're just going to be, it's like life, you know, you don't just think, oh, I'm probably going to stream today. I'm not going to get any viewers. Blah. It's not the way to think about it. It's not the way to think about life, right? You want to be positive. You want to have, I'm a strong believer that if you have that kind of attitude where you want to succeed, your likelihood to succeed in terms of chances will increase. So you want to try and have some kind of positive outlook. And it's a bit like when I get salty in PvP. If I'm angry and annoyed, I just get worse and I start to lose more, and it's just snowballs. It's bad. So that's actually a really good example. So try when you set up your stream how you want it to look. If you want the alerts, go for the alerts. If you want these different things, learn how to do them. Don't let anyone tell you don't need to put this, that, the other in. Enjoy. You're going to be streaming this. You're going to be spending your time doing this. So make sure you put stuff in that you want to. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the webcam in so you can finally see my face. It's not going to have any lighting. It's going to look bad, but I will show you how we can change that. So in OBS, StreamLabs, you have some different areas. So this at the moment is a brand new scene or a brand new project, a brand new profile, whatever. I can go to scenes, I can manage my scenes, or I can go to completely different set of scenes. I can manage all of my scenes, so I can delete them here, for example. I can duplicate the entire thing. So here, I have one scene to work with right now. I can plus up, I can get another scene, and I can call it. So I will call the first one, for example, I will do my mainstream overlay. But it's important to name these things and to get it right, So I want to be like live in game, for example, or I will call it maybe in game, whatever name you want to call it, something relevant. So when you look down that list, you can think, okay, that's obvious. I'm in game and I'm live. That's obvious to me. Then I will go to sources. Now, sources is it's probably obvious to loads of people, but different terminology and language. Sources is basically the thing in the stream, right? So that could be a game, it could be an alert, it could be a graphic that comes in, an image that you're using for your overlay, a sound effect that's going to play, a media file, a browser file, which is something captured from your browser, like a web page they want to look at specifically, something like that. So the main thing I want to put in now is going to be my webcam. So webcam is always under video capture device. So we go to video capture device, we click add source, and you name it. So, you could be video capture device. I wouldn't do that because you can have so many things that come in as a video capture device, like Elgato Stream, an Elgato capture card, different video devices that you might put into your stream. So I'm going to put webcam, for example, in caps. At the moment, that's not the thing that's coming up. It's an orange screen. Oh my god, panic. No, go to device and then you can select your webcam. Now I've got 1080 Pro Stream webcam, and you can see there it says Elgato Game Capture HD. That is what I use to capture my console footage. So I will not be using that, obviously, and I will go to Pro Stream webcam, and there we go. I'm here. Hi. Ta-da! Easy, right? I'm in the game. I'm in the game. And it looks weird. Like, whenever you see me on camera, I don't look like this. This is not me. Face reveal. This is not what you normally see. You might see me looking like this. That's weird. My camera's a bit wonky as well. But I've got a green screen and everything else going on, obviously. Might be a bit of a different angle. The resolution is wrong. All the things are wrong at the moment. But you don't need to worry about that too much. So how do we change these things? How do I have like a green screen? How do I sort that out? How do I adjust the lighting, everything else? Well, before we do that, let's get everything else sorted. So at the moment, I've got the webcam. I want to have a look at the settings. Now, I know that my camera, because it's called a 1080p Pro Stream webcam, can go to a higher resolution, right? if I go to configure video, I can select different things like white balance. And now if you're a video guy, you know how to control all this kind of stuff. You know what this is, but you know what an autofocus is, you know what exposure is, you know, and maybe you want to look this up. Now I change the white balance and everything else when I've got my lighting on, because that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be lit. I'm going to be lit. I'm going to be on fire. And then you can change like different things like, you know, color saturation and everything else. Don't worry about that too much. The main things you want to be worrying out as brand new streamer, you just want to get your webcam. You're not fucking around with lighting or anything like that too much. You want to try and focus on your things like your resolution and whatnot. Now, my resolution, I want to have at 1080p. My webcam is 1080. Again, you know, I don't want to downscale it or anything else. I just want to have a good quality webcam. And, you know, the image is getting bigger. That's the resolution. So as I shrink it down, which is what I'm going to do, and you don't have to have it at 1080. You don't have to. You can just have it whatever. But, you know, whatever your webcam size is, because again I guess it'll be less CPU and whatnot as well. But as I shrink it down, you know, if I have it this size and I'm 1080 and or I have it this size and it's 480 or something, the quality of this is going to be different, and it still looks a bit grainy and whatnot. That's because this room is quite dark, you know. It's lifting everything. It's on auto settings right now. Hey Federlem, what's up, dude? No, white balance is actually to make me look less pale. Well, actually, no. It's to get it. Technically, I guess it is to make me look a bit more pale, like to make me look my true color, which is truly pale. So what white balance does is, for example, you know, like a camera guy, you might see a camera guy or someone put up like a white sheet or something. And the thing that I can find white right now is like some wrapper, chewing gum wrapper or something. I don't know. Like you put this up like this, and you know, you can judge a white balance off of like this white here, and they'll zoom in and they'll get the setting. It could be an auto setting or something they adjust, so they can get the true color of everything else based off of just white, basically. And that's useful because you want everything to look right. You want it to look the correct color. Or you can make yourself look more tanned. There you go. I don't know. Whatever. But basically, okay, so let's carry on with this. So I'm at 1080. I've got my webcam. And I can adjust the windows here. So I can press Alt, for example. And I can pull this in. So, you know, I've got my lighting here. And I'm going to bring that back out in a minute. But I don't want to show that. So I'm going to press Alt and I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to just pull this in to make it look a little bit tidier, you know. And then I've... Oh! You got the power! Yeah! Oh! That's tight. Thanks, man. Thank you, Zara, for the... God damn it. Thank you for the gifted sub. That's very kind of you, man. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. And don't forget, if you get gifted sub in September, because we're doing this on Twitch as well, you can extend that sub for a further month for $1. So, if, like, I'm not saying you need to go do this for Seika. I'm just using you as an example. Zara just gifted that sub. Seika will now have the option, I think, hopefully, to click that button again and press renew for $1. I'm pretty sure, and then he can extend that for another month, which means he gets 2 months, and he would have only paid $1. Look at that. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Okay, and that's for September. Anyway, let's continue. Thank you. Yeah, only $1. There you go. So Forsaker's definitely gonna do that. Did you get that option up, Forsaker, as soon as you got gifted this up, by the way? I'm worth $1. Thanks, man. And I still get the full benefits as a streamer. And that's 2 months. So that's awesome. Forsaker's going to do that as well, isn't he? Been watching the webcam on frying pan. I'm just pissing about. You know what I'm doing. Okay, so thank you, Zara, for the gifted sub. That's very awesome. Yeah, the storms and everything else is pretty horrible. Good lord. Okay, so we've got our window, right? So what else do we need? We've got our microphone. We've got our webcam. We need other things, right? We need other things. So this is basic setup. So what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to bring in a game. Why the fuck not? It's going to be Guild Wars 2. I'm just going to use it as an example. It's the one I've got that's nearby. It's just going to come up on the screen pretty loudly. So you just have to bear with me for a second. Okay, so OBS Studio. We've got Guild Wars 2. It's up in the background. Look. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to take this screen down at all. But I've basically got a game in the background now. So you need a source. You need to have something live or playing right now to bring it up. And you can't just be like, oh, okay, you know, I want to put this game into OBS, but I've not started the game. You know, it needs to be a live source. It needs to be there. So we press plus. And you can see the different options. Here we've got game capture. Now, if you cannot add a game to your game capture, there are a few different reasons that might be. It might be that you can't find... Let's just have a look at what you have to do. Just first of all, go to game capture. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be fine. So I'm going to call this Guild Wars 2. Make it obvious, make the name of the source obvious, and then we go to done. So we want to capture a full screen application. We go to capture specific window because we want to select exactly what we want to have shown. There are different options here. So it's going to bring up a ton of different windows, which each counts as a game capture as an application. So Guild Wars 2, 64.exe. Guild Wars 2 is what we want to select. And there we go. There's the game. That is the resolution of my screen. That is the resolution of my canvas. So that is exactly the size it will pick up. Now, again, as I said, with my own OBS studio, it comes out as larger because my canvas is 1080. So try and work on the same canvas size as your main screen monitor where you're bringing your game from. You are deaf? Oh, yeah, layers. Don't worry about that. That's not too... We'll sort that out in a second. That's another thing. So basically, I've got the game, right? Don't need to worry about anything else too much. You can. The only other things I would say is capture cursor, whether or not you want to capture your cursor in the game. That's up to you. And other stuff, anti-cheat compatibility hook, everything else. Okay, so we do done. But now we can't see me. As someone put down in the chat, demonic. You know, my webcam's gone. It's not disappeared. In sources here, whatever is at the top is the top layer of the stream. So think about it as, you know, it's layers of your stream. What you want to be seeing is a priority at the top. So all you have to do is click and drag your webcam up to the top. You can also right click and you can press on... Oh wow, it's not got there anymore. It has order in OBS Studio. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You just click and grab it. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. That's interesting. Why has it not got that? That's funny. Again, there are differences between different programs, see? And then it'll just be like, okay, fine. You can group different sources together and put them in folders, which is very, very useful. So you can move a ton of stuff together. This is, you know... new settings that came into StreamLabs OBS a while ago. Actually pretty decent, to be fair. Okay, cool. So now we've got a webcam and we've got the game. I mean, we're pretty good right now. We're pretty good. Another thing I would do personally with my camera, and that's just another little preference, is to, you know, do something like transform it. And I would flip it because I've got you can see this bar and it looks weird. And that, again, that's just like something you can do. You don't necessarily have to. You know, I'm in a window. It's obvious. I'm here. This is, you know, whatever. That's just extra stuff. But because I use a green screen, it would look weird if my, you know, this was just going out to the middle of nowhere. I think it looks weird anyway. Whatever. You know, I'm going to have some coffee quick. So, what else stream do we want to have? We want to have potentially a camera frame. Maybe we want to have some alerts. Maybe we want to have some other bits and pieces as well. So, in StreamLabs OBS, which is why it's very good, you can do all of this stuff inside StreamLabs. We don't have to go to a website. You don't have to get a URL for this, for some of the alerts, for the jar and everything else. You can just do all of this inside of StreamLabs. This is why I advise you as a new streamer or someone who is interested in streamer to try this at the very least before advancing on. And, you know, I don't even know if advancing on is the right phrase anymore, because this is used by quite a lot of people. It hasn't got the customization, but it has now. I mean, I'm going to shut up. Let's go. So, for example, we want to have a widget. So, you know, all these little things that pop up, like donation goals, alert boxes, everything else. So, an alert box, we can add that. So, you know, it's when someone comes into stream, they click follow, it comes up on the stream, they follow, they subscribe, they throw bits, and other alerts for other things you want to have that you might have, like gifts and Humble Bundle and Patreon pledges and stuff like that. So I want to add an alert box. So adding that source, it's going to be an alert box. And an alert box is a general alert box. It has subscriptions, it has Patreon pledges, it has bits and follows, everything else. So we're going to put that there. It brings up my alert box. And it's just as a custom thing, it will put it in the middle of the screen. Not many people change it. Not many people move it around. You can change the FPS of that box as well, depending on if, you know, you want to change the FPS. You can if you want. You can resize it, so you don't need to worry too much about width and everything else. And you can change the widget type as well. So you can still change these settings as you go. So if you made a mistake, you can just change it to, you know, as a... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. So you can change it to a follower goal, a bit goal, a chat box, whatever. But we've got alert box for now. So shutdown source when not visible is very, very important, because otherwise it's going to be active all the time if you've got other scenes going on, and it's going to be popping up there using more CPU. So you want to make sure that's happening, and then you're done. But now, how do I know that's working, and what am I using? Okay, so if you... What am I, like, what's coming up? Like, I haven't set a GIF, I haven't set an image to come up, I haven't set any text to come up. Like, what's going to happen? I'm in StreamLabs OBS. If you go to the bottom right hand corner, which is down there, which is where I'm kind of got my mouse at the moment, and you go to test widgets, you can actually test your alerts here. And it's got follow, subscription, donation, bits, and host, which are the basic ones. So if I click follow, it will say Bordisby Spot is now following Jebro. Now, it'll be very loud, mind you. So I'm going to turn that down. Sorry about that. And you can just test them. You know? And you've got your alerts. It's the basic. It gives you a basic set of alerts for your stream to get started. Now you can have that in the middle of the screen. You can have it the bottom right hand side of the screen. You can have it over the top of your camera. Wherever you can move this window, inside this area is where they're going to be able to see the alert. So you have that wherever you damn well please, okay? You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. It doesn't have to be that, you know, ridiculously large. I don't like my alerts personally to be really horrible. I like the impact of the sound to be the thing that's really impactful, and I will have it sliding in from the side. So then you're thinking, okay, so I've got these alerts. I'm starting to go down the rabbit hole of all the different things I can do, which is a dangerous place to be because I go there often. I want to change all that stuff up, right? So if you go to dashboard, and all of this stuff is on the Streamlabs website, but it's actually all built into Streamlabs OBS itself, which again is why this is very good, especially for a beginner, because you'd have to mess around too much. Now, if you go to dashboard and you slide down towards widgets and you go to alert box, you can change all your individual alerts and whatnot as well. So for example, you know, I can go to follows. So I'm in, just as another note, go to widgets, go to alert box, and then you can go along here and you click. So these are your different widgets that you have, right? So I go into follows. I can change, you know, the text. I can disable the alert completely. I can, you know, do the layout differently. I can have the alert animation change. So I can be like, I like the fades. I like wipes. You can have a special, so you can light speed in, for example. You know, text can be animated a little bit. I can rubber band. You can lower the volume as well, which is what we want to do because it's very loud. What else can we do? So is now transforming into a follower or something, which is what I've got. It's just cheesy. I can change the media as well, so I can change it to oh no, let's go to stock because I've got nothing in there. So I can change the sound, for example. I can change the we could change it to that. So you might recognize what that is. Actually, I might turn down that audio in. That's really loud for you guys. I'm sorry. Let's change it. You can change it to whatever you want. And then I can actually, it's got the audio and it's got the GIFs and stuff in there as well. There's actually quite a lot of new ones. There's some really random ones. These are all new. A lot of these are new, actually. It's quite funny. So you could have like link come up, for example, and then in your follow alerts, there you go. You can change the duration of the alert. You can have the sound. You can change loads of different things, but also you can upload. You know, you can find a file, you can upload a GIF, which is what I've got. I've created GIFs, I've created sounds specifically for the alerts I want, you know, different animations and stuff that you can use as well. This is really, really good. So that's how you customize your channel even further, you know, but then you have to make sure 100% you save settings, and then you're happy and joyful. And we go back to editor, we want to test our follow alert, and now we've rubber banded in and links there. It's come to say Baldur's Beast bot is transforming into a follower. We've edited our first follower alert, and that is our first customization on the stream. Okay, pretty easy, right? It's not that bad. And we've already got a webcam, we've got our game, we've got our alerts. The stream kind of looks potato right now, in all honesty. Alright, it doesn't look that great. I mean, it's fine. Like, and this is where really this video for you, or your introduction to streaming and everything else, can really kind of end. Because there are streamers on Twitch who are massively popular because they're just them. You know, they don't have loads more stuff. Like, you look at like Forsen and like Soda Poppin' and like loads of these other guys who just have a webcam like this. They don't have a frame. They don't have anything crazy. They have like very basic alerts. And it's like it's very much based off the community and their stream and who they are. And that's why people follow them specifically. You don't need to have all this crazy shit to make it look epic. You can, I mean, I choose to have some stuff on stream, just, you know, for things like, you know, chroma key and, you know, all this other stuff to just be a bit more immersed, I guess, for you guys. But, you know, essentially it is about you. It's about the streamer. They are there to watch you. They're not there to watch just... Well, I mean, there's different reasons, you know. They could be there to watch your gameplay as well, which is, again, you know, another reason. They could be there to watch you because of various reasons. But, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, just because your stream looks good and technologically awesome, it's not going to get you viewers. That's not what Twitch is about. You know, it's about... people watch for many different reasons. But if you... one thing that I would say is that, you know, you need to find your own talent, your own way of streaming, and try not to copy other people if you can possibly do it. Originality is difficult as it is on Twitch, but I don't know. You just do you. That's all I'm going to say. And we can talk about that later. I'm going to talk about the more basic settings first. But yeah, we've got alerts. We've got those different bits and pieces. But I want to be like, okay, so I've got like stream overlays and stuff. How do we do that? So what's a stream overlay? So I could have like a camera surround around here. So this is where you don't, again, you might not need this and may not want it, but you want it to make it look a little bit flashier, right? So if I want to add, say, like a camera surround as a frame, I want to add like a little area so I can put recent followers, for example, in there, recent donations, and show that off. Make people feel like, you know, very awesome because they're on screen some way, shape or form. I can add, you know, a background for that. So I'm going to add this image. I'm going to call it webcam frame or webcam overlay, whatever you want, you know, as long as it's relevant to you. I'm going to browse and we're going to go to pictures and we're going to go to OBS stream, and I've got some overlays in here. Now, I've just got these off a website. You know, you can get free stuff off the internet, everyone. There is many websites that design free overlays, the free webcam overlays and stuff, where you can get this stuff for very, very cheap. You can get this stuff very, very, you know, very, very basically. And again, StreamLabs has all of this stuff, and we're going to go through that auto setting. But there you go. I've imported this file. I've got the webcam thingy there, but you know what? It's weird. It's going to take up a lot of the screen. You know, and what am I doing? I would say adjusting your webcam to the size of the frame that you want. So I don't want it to be too massive. And then we've got my camera. What I'm going to do is my camera, and obviously this window is set up for widescreen, like 1080 or 720 or whatever. So if I put it like this, it's not going to work, is it? I mean, you can, it would just look bad. Like, that's not going to work, is it, everyone? It just looks awful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out to the side again. And I'm going to go like so. I'm going to shrink it. But again, this is where you start playing with your own stuff. And I don't mean that in a dirty way. But you want to then fit that under the frame, of course, as well. I use chroma key. I don't use frames, which is why, you know, this might look a bit weird right now for you guys. There you go. Cool. I'm in the frame. I look good. Now I've got this weird blue bar. I've just got this basic settings from somewhere else. And there you go. Vue's got some awesome free graphics as well. I just pulled this off the internet last night. It's a cool little, but as you can see already, it does add, like, even this graphic just adds something. Like, I'm live. I've got my little camera feed area. It looks cool. It looks better. It just adds a little extra to my stream, you know. Makes it look a little bit more professional. Visuals by Impulse. There you go. Yes, that's a good website as well. And it gives you loads of stuff. It gives you like an offline screen, a different, you know, intro screens and whatnot. That's pretty good. So, you know, I've got this. The hell was that noise? I don't even know what that was. So I've got all these sources coming up now as well. Oh, I know what that was. That was probably from those guys there. Yeah, it was. What else can we put in here? So let's add another thing. I had some more stuff actually. Let's have a look, and I can change the name of this later. You can add previous ones as well. So I'm going to browse, and I've got things like an overlay up the top of the screen. So I can have, for example, this is one that I had from earlier. It's like, you know, a header. You know, it doesn't, I don't like things like this. It's a bit too much for me, but this could be an entire area where you can basically have things like your YouTube, your Twitch, your channel slogan, your name on Facebook, and your name on all the other things so you got on stream. I don't personally like that. But again, that could be something for you. So you've got to have your stuff advertised on screen. I think that stuff is personally good for me to hang out down below my stream. Like, people don't need to be seeing that all the time. So you could have one that is blank, for example, and you could put different text files in of, you know, recent followers. You know, you could have different information like some commands and stuff, or you could just have it down the bottom, or you could just, you know, different panels which basically, you know, have different information on that you want. Like, for example, I've got recent subscribers, I've got chat panels, everything else. And you can insert all of this stuff into your stream using StreamLabs OBS pretty easily. You know, I mean, I can have, where is it? So if I if I plus and put on another source, let's have a look around here. I don't want to venture too far down the rabbit hole here. This is the only thing. Well, you're gonna get. It's just a base. It's just an example to show people, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But you can start adding things like, you know, text. So I added a text file there. I didn't really show you how I did that. Sorry, but I pressed plus. I went to text, and then I just added a source. You know, and the text there, you can add an old source and you can add a new one, and then this is where you enter the text. So, you know, I can enter some text here, and I've got some information. Like, for example, you might want to do some scrolling text, and you've got some information like, I am streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific. Come watch Twitter at JebDan, for example. And that will be like this massive amount of text, and you're like, good lord, that is ugly as hell. I don't want that randomly there. Jesus Christ. Just be careful when you're trying to grab different things. I would grab this specifically. There you go. I don't want it there. Maybe you'll want to have it here, scrolling or something. Like, this just looks bad. So what do I want to do? So I'm going to show you a nice little trick. It's not that difficult. It's not going to look great right now because, you know, I'm just showing you, but you can have it as like scrolling text, for example. So if you right click on most things, like, you can add a filter, and it will add filters specific to the type of thing you're using. So for example, a text filter, I can have all these different effects. So I can have scroll, render delay, color key, chroma key, and everything else. What I want to do here is scroll. I'm going to call it filter name is scroll. There you go. And there's different things I can do with this text. So horizontal speed obviously is left to right. I can have that moving really, really slow, really, really fast, for example. Not many people do this much anymore, but, you know, it could be something you want to add. Some people do. You can have it going up and down as well if you want. Oh, look at that. To change it quickly, you can just put 0 in there and press enter and it'll go back. But here you want to obviously make it so that it's not that massive, because otherwise there's just no point. There's no point in having a scrolling window that's the same size as the text that already was. You must just have it there. And you can change the width, for example. So I could change this to the size of the window, which is probably about 300. No, too big. For example. And I can actually, if I press Alt again, as you remember, I can adjust the size of the windows, and I don't even need to worry about that. and I can have it there on the screen. But then again, you know, what's happening is the text is scrolling, but it looks awful because it's going over the top of everything. So I select the text and I just put it in the layer that I want it to be. I want it to be underneath the webcam frame. Doesn't look great though, does it? Because I've still got that graphic. So then I decide about whether or not where I want to have it on the screen. I might want to have it there. So it just sits just there, and it looks like it's going behind and out of the shot. And I've got some scrolling text. Ta-da! And it's, you know, it's starting to look a little bit more professional. Now, personally, I don't really like scrolling text on the screen anymore. I don't think that people read this stuff. It's just my own preference. I just don't have it. So it's just, I'm just trying to show you different things that you can add to your stream to make it, you know, for your own knowledge, for your own awesomeness. So we've got alerts. Let's test follow again. Oh, that looks good. So, welcome, Baldur's Beast Spot, now transforming into a follow. And you can get excited. So, what else do we want to add? Is there anything else, guys, that you would like to add to your stream? What else would you like to add to your stream? At the moment, we've only got one scene. So we could add another scene. We could add like an intro scene where we've got like a, you know, an introduction to the stream, right? So what else do we want to add? We want to have like an image, obviously. I'm gonna add a new source. So this is gonna be intro overlay. I'm gonna call this. Add a source, and we're gonna go with this. Now this is actually an intermission screen, to be fair. So this let's have a break screen. There you go. This is a break screen. That'll do. And I can now. I don't know actually. I think I may have messed this up. Let's have a look. I think this is just a screen. It's not even built up. Like, it's just an intermission screen. Literally, that's all you need to have, and you can edit all this information. It's good to have a break screen actually. Have some kind of video maybe playing inside this window. I don't know. It's good to have one. I don't normally, because I just have my game still hanging out. But you could do if you want to. I'm going to show you an intro screen something that I like to have though. And I'm going to just put this in as well. So if you want to have a live, and this is where my live video stuff comes in. So if you want to have like a media source playing, so like a video, for example, I want to have an intro screen. On my intro screen, personally, I have just space, right? And it's just like coming towards you or going away or whatever. So the way you import is by using media source. So here it says supports MP4, MOV, MKV, MP3, AAC, so like audio as well, FLV, AVI, just shitloads. So I'm going to add a source, and I'm going to call this background video. Wow, spelling, but anyway, you get the net. So what we're doing is now, and I think I've saved this correctly. I may not have. I don't think I have. Need to find video. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I messed it up, Daddy. I messed it up. No, Daddy. Maybe it doesn't support that file. That's funny. Okay, so I'm just going to have to find a video file to put in. Let me just chuck that over there. Okay, so I'm just going to find something random. Let me find something. Yes, assets. Sure. There we go. Got something. I'm not sure why it's not reading those files. That's kind of weird. So I've got a 4K, or I've got like a random space video that I'm playing right now. Okay. Now there are different ways that you can set this up. So I've got, this is a local file. Obviously you can loop it. So if it's a short video, you can just loop it round. You restart playback when it becomes active. So when you go back on screen, that is the active scene. That is the active, you know, it just restarts the video from the beginning. So if you're trying to queue something up, for example, it will just restart when you go to that source. It's not, when you go to that scene, it won't just restart. You can hide the source when playback ends. All these different things which you can do. Close file when inactive is really, really good, so don't use too much speed. Too much encoding and whatnot, and CPU. Speed of the video. Okay, you can actually adjust the speed of the video. That's pretty crazy. Huh. So 100% would just be normal speed. And then we're done. And it's like, okay, cool. I've got video footage. You know, I want to adjust it to how I want. And that's cool, right? Look at that. Beautiful. If I right click it, I can adjust it again. If I go to the actual thing itself and I right click and I go to transform, I can actually make this, I can center it to the horizontal, I can center it to vertical, center a screen, I can flip it, I can rotate if I really, really want to. You know, I can do quite a few for different things. I'm not really sure why I'd... Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Actually, it looks pretty cool. You might want to get a bit more of a higher quality video than that, because it's not great. But there you go. Okay, so... that is that. And then you can insert things like, you know... starting soon, for example, where you could put in like some text and whatnot and just be like... Where is it? There you go. So you can call it starting soon. And you can use whatever font you want. You know, you can change it to Arial Black. You can change it to something that doesn't look shit. Change the font size and everything else as well. There's your text starting soon color. You can change the alignment, whether or not it's to the left, the center, or the right. All these different things that you can do. You can give it an outline as well. And then you get outline settings, and you can change the outline to black. Make it pop out a little bit more, which is always useful. Outline opacity, and you can have a look at these settings, obviously, on your own time as well. I would try to make sure you don't do something like this. Font shaming. Don't make the font size and then enlarge it. I would have your font small. I would then go to properties and I would increase the size to whatever you want to increase it to. So then I increase it rather than pulling out a small font because the quality will be awful. So try and do that. So now I've got a starting soon screen. Where is Wingdings? Wingdings? I don't even know what that is. So now you've got a starting soon screen. You've got an in-game screen as well. Look at that. And what I'm doing on the left-hand side, the bottom left-hand side, is actually putting these in some kind of order to how I want them to be, right? So I've got my intro, whatever that was, which is actually an intermission screen now. So we're going to change that and put that down there. We've got this scene, which is going to be a blank scene. Let's put that down there. So we've got the intro, so we're starting soon. So we'll have a countdown timer and other stuff in there, maybe, which I could go through another time, which is a bit more intricate. Then we've got an in-game screen there. I don't know what Wingdings is now. And then we've got, you know, the break screen there as well. So let's rename that. And these are examples, you know, my stream looks different. But that's just the same similar kind of artwork that I thought I would just stick in. That is completely different, obviously. But you can use the video, you can stick that in there, and sometimes looks cool. You can put in your own overlays, you can put in your own GIFs, your own videos, your own different things. So let's have a look in this scene and see what else we can actually put into the actual thing itself. So you can put things like the jar, like a tip jar as well, so you can add that pretty easily. Where is it? And that's again, if you go to Streamlabs dashboard, you go to jar, you can change all of these different things. At the moment, everything else is good. Default settings are pretty good. You can change the FPS on it, but you don't really need to. And you can make it smaller or bigger as well. Now remember, if you press Alt and different things, you can cut across this image, which is what I do. I actually cut the glass in half and I put it into an overlay and make it look quite cool. But, you know, then you've still got your chip jar there as well. So let's make this bigger here. You might want to put it in the corner, I don't know. You can test the bits. And it won't work. Let's get back out of there. And this is just the way it is. Like, it's not working right now. That's good, isn't it? Everything's broken. And I'm not going to lie to you, this happens, you know? If I go over to dashboard, though, it might work through there. But there's a lot of stuff has started to happen, actually. In terms of, like, and this is where you might think, you might want to check, like, things like CPU usage and everything else. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in Streamlabs OBS. In Streamlabs Studio, you don't have all this stuff. I mean, you can have it, you know, you don't have to use any of this at all. To be honest, you can just stay in the editor. But there you go. So that's working there now, and it might kick it back in. There you go. And you can see the jar is now working. I'm getting little bits. And how you doing, Ben, today as well, by the way? What's up, dude? Get donation. Boom, it's dropping those little donation balls in there. Boom. We got the jar as well. How good is that? How good is that? So yeah, I mean, this is really it. I mean, that's the basic kind of stream setup. It's not that difficult. It's, you know, you can play around, you can add different overlays, you can add text. There's so much stuff that I do on my own stream. You know, so if I click over on this window, for example, let's have a look. I'll pull this over here. I'll actually pull this over here. So right now, this is a world of pain. Right now, I have, you're not gonna be able to see this, are you? This is actually pretty nasty. Let me see if I can find something else. Another way to do this. It's just showing my screen. It's gonna, no matter what I do, it's going to show that. It's not just going to show. It's always going to show that. Compare your burst into flame. Unless I have like a black screen. Let me see if I can find one. There's me in a towel, people. I had a towel over my shoulder. That was great. I'm gonna do that. What was that? Oh yeah, that's the one I was gonna show you guys later. That looks good, right? That was lovely. That was sexy. I'm gonna show you guys that later. That's for sure. I'm gonna show you that pimp ass shit later. I had that ready to. I ruined it. I fucking ruined it. I was literally like later. I took my webcam out. Banned for nudity. I had a towel over the side of me. I was gonna do a weird like toga thing. And then I was standing there and I took the cam out and it caught it and I was like, nah. I was going to show you guys later, but not going to now. Zoom in. You ruined it. I ruined it. Do you want to see it again? It's literally, I'm not showing my nipples. It's okay. It's just a towel draped across me. It's alright. You want to see it again? No, it's not happening. This is during the OBS video. Okay. It was going to be a surprise. Either way, it doesn't matter. What was I even showing? I don't even know now. I'll show you at the end. I was actually going to show you. I legitimately was. But either way. I don't actually know what else I want to show off. There is so much that you can do. There is so much that you can do. I'm just going to try and find a blank screen potentially. Let me see. No. I still want that window on, don't I? There I am again. So if I transition to this, and show you. So in, you guys can see the screen right now, I guess. Oh no, you can't. Oh, of course you can't. Rip. Okay, don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll do it again. I'll do it another time. I'll show you guys on stream next time. Either way, we've pretty much done most of it. What did you do? What did you do? I have like a black screen. Let me see if I can find one. Me in the towel, people. I had a towel over my shoulder. That was great. I didn't do that. What was that? I have like a black screen. That was me in a towel. I was toying with some uniforms the other day as well. I was like, should I just wear a tie every day and like have it slightly like a businessman who's tired and just like have it out like that? That was gonna be it. I had it planned. I fucked it up because I fucked up my plan. I was gonna show you guys later for a laugh, but I guess that was probably funnier. I don't know. Either way, do you guys have any questions? I mean, that is a very basic stream setup. Now, what you do is when you've got your settings and you've got everything ready, obviously, you know, my mic sounds pretty awful right now, I'm not going to lie. There are different filters in here that you can mess around with. You can add filters, things like a compressor. You can, you know, for example, you can add like a noise gate. So you can pick up, well, let's just play around with this. So the mic, if it's, no, it's not going to work right now. Oh, no, yeah, it does. It will cut off exactly when I stop talking. It won't catch any of the actual background noise. So right now, if I open threshold is actually like how much background noise I'm kind of picking up, or like the amount of volume I need to be producing into the mic for it to start basically picking up for OBS. So if I increase this, la 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 la. So I need to change. I know that where I adjust this bar, basically, if I've got shitloads of background sound, I can change this open threshold. So I can change, and it might sound a bit choppy at the moment. I can basically have it so that I can cut out. So if I've got my fan going over here and it's in the background, if it doesn't reach a certain threshold on the mic, it's not going to open my mic. But if I open my mic and I'm speaking, you're still going to hear that in the background. It just means that you're not going to hear it permanently. And if you haven't got any other sound or music or anything going off in the background, it can sound really awful. which, you know, you don't really want either, to be fair. Okay, so close threshold, got that going. Attack time, all these different things you can play around with in settings as well. But you can add different mic filters and stuff like that. Again, that's going a little bit down the rabbit hole. You want to record, you want to go to have a look at, you know, your stream and see what the settings are like, for example. But like with me, I like to have some tunes in the background sometimes, but again, just be very careful about things like copyright, which is a really big issue on Twitch right now. As a stream that is not partnered, that's brand new, there's no way that's going to happen, but I would not advise you, as like a streamer, I would not advise you to play copyright material. You can find copyright free music, you know, it's not really an issue. That sound isn't even coming up, is it? Did I change that? I think I changed it to the wrong thing. There you go. It's not very loud at the moment. But you'll be able to see that sound volume level coming up now. So at the moment now, there's a little bit more of a feeling behind the stream. I don't know. Actually, that mic setting was on my mic on my actual OBS studios. I don't know. I think it's because it's going through 2 at the moment. Might sound a bit weird. But yeah, now, like, if there's any horrible sounds and whatnot as well, I've got a little bit of background sound, which is always good. I can turn that up a little bit more, which will make it even sound nicer. You know, just all these little things that can increase, you know, the quality of your stream. A little bit of game sound. I don't know. It's all good. Atmospheric. How to be pro streamers. I'm not a pro streamer. I'm just teaching little different settings. So if anyone has any questions, you guys need to ask me. I was, but yeah. There's not really, I don't really want to go through too much stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, I am the most pro streamer. Thank you, man. That's very nice of you to say so. I know loads of people were interested. I'm kind of a little bit. I know a lot of people said they could watch the VOD. I'm a little bit surprised I didn't get more viewership on this, but it's not really the reason I did it. Is it bad that you don't have a webcam? I don't think so. I think it's nice for people. I think if you don't have a webcam, then it's like you have to make sure you're talking, right? That's the thing. You have to, because people can't see your face, they can't see your reactions. Like, you know, I'm here and you can see at least you can see my reactions and I can, you know, see what's going on. Exactly, yeah, like V said, you do have to talk a lot. Ah, green screen. Yes, I can show you how to do that. Indeed, yes, that's what we'll do. We will do that. I'll show you. But yeah, it means just talking a lot through. And I would say anyone that is, and it's like, you know, we all have like an inner monologue when we're talking, when we're thinking. That's my biggest tip for people. It's like, you know, on screen, like, for example, I'm looking at my character in the Guild Wars 2 and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, oh, that looks good. I'll say that. Like, I'm thinking about something. I'll be like, oh, that's awful. That, you know, that guy could be doing this but differently, or I could be doing better. I just say it out loud. So my inner monologue becomes outer. Obviously, I filter it if I'm thinking like something obscene. But, you know. It's all, yeah, how you do it. But then you have to do it for your personality. If you don't talk much and don't like to talk much, maybe it's just all about your gameplay. There are people that get watched just for gameplay, you know. Excellent. Do I have any suggestion? Thanks for the follow, Augie. Welcome, welcome. Yogi, sorry. Augie? Wow, I can't read. Do I have any suggestion for social anxiety streamer? I do bacons. What kind of social anxiety? Is it like just you're worried about people watching you, or you're worried about like... I mean, that's interesting in itself. Is it for yourself, Yogi? Yeah, there are massive streamers that have no webcam. Lyric, but he talks a lot. He has a lot of talking. Does a lot of talking. Your girlfriend, she doesn't have a webcam, right? Or does she have a microphone and a webcam, or does she not? Oh, thanks, Pencil. Cheers, dude. 60 for 60 FPS. Look at that. She streams in silence, replying to chats. What is she doing it for? Is she just doing it for fun? You have to... That's difficult. Or is she doing it to try and build up? She's doing it for fun. But is she doing it to try and build up some kind of like... social skills as well, do you think? So you've got the benefit of asking a therapist now, because I'm I'm actually a trained therapist. Build her social skills. Okay, well, I would say that if she's trying to do that she should just take it at her own pace, you know. She should try and she should do things that she's only if she's doing it for fun and she's not doing it for specifically to get viewers, and she's just trying to do it to build confidence, which actually isn't a bad idea. Twitch is probably not the best place to try and build confidence, because not getting viewers in your stream and seeing that number can be very, very depressing. I mean, I know that as someone who's trying to stream full time, and when I try different things and I don't see a high viewer count, or I don't see a very high viewer count compared to something I would normally stream, it can be quite upsetting, which is why, you know, I don't tend to look at it. I just try to have fun. That can be a confidence knocker, but if she's doing it so she can get 1 or 2 people in her chat that she talks to, you know, I would say that she just needs to keep doing what she's doing, and as soon as she feels comfortable to do something, to maybe try to talk about things. Yeah, that's true. YouTube videos, you can control it a bit more, but I guess that takes a lot more effort, like, to produce, right? I don't know actually about that, because streaming producing is quite difficult as well. But it's live. You can push the button and it just goes. You just ready. You know, I can just put my webcam on the screen. And even though it was long and convoluted, it doesn't take that long essentially to get a stream up and running. You can do it in 20-30 minutes easily. If you're me, probably quicker if you're not me. But like, you could literally, I mean, I would just say just keep doing what she's doing. If she wants people to really stay in her chat though, and they're not just there for gameplay, she's gonna have to talk. Maybe a webcam would help, but like Ryu said, you don't necessarily need to have a webcam. It helps because it does make you feel a little bit more connected if you see someone and you hear them. But if you don't see them, you need to hear them. Otherwise, it's just you watching someone play a game and you're not even talking to each other. So, and I think of Twitch as like, you know, when you sit, when I used to go to my mate's house and just play video games with him, you know, it's almost like that feeling. Like I'm just watching my friend play a game, and I'm sitting there with him watching it, and engaging with anyone who's around me, like family or friends or whatever. And, you know, if you don't have anyone in chat and you don't have anyone talking to you or engaging with you, then that person is likely to move away unless they just want some background game noise or whatever. And then you've got to think, what am I gaining out of this as a viewer? So it is difficult, but like if she's doing it for fun and she wants to try it and she's building up to it, maybe she'll get to the point where she can talk a bit more. But it's difficult to keep those viewers there, for sure. It is very difficult. She's good with viewers numbers. Oh, there you go. Oh, so she's already. So it's just more about like fact that she's trying to figure out how to interact with them. I would say just keep going, because I think after a while she'll probably find it at her own pace. Like, you can't force it. I mean, you can force yourself to speak, but if she's got anxiety about it, it's going to make it worse. It'll come in her own time. Like, she'll just be able to pick it up, and she'll be able to just get more confidence as she keeps going. Oh, that's more of a just streaming advice, I think, more than anything. I mean, like, yeah. Always switching it up is a good idea. I don't stream the same content every day. That's how you keep a stable community, to always have the same numbers every day and to always like keep going in terms of like sustainability, I suppose. But I'm a bit different to that. I do like started doing a lot of variety stuff, and things just started doing like, you know, this stream just to see if anyone needed to like have some help or advice or whatever. I just like the technical side. Like the emotional side and the, you know, that kind of thing is another level. That's for sure. Okay, so what am I doing next? I'm going over to... I'm going to try and do the green screen, actually. But if you have any more questions, seriously, go for it. Seriously, go for it. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do green screen stuff. I'm just going to show you how I like mine. So I'm going to add a video capture device again. It's going to be webcam. And it's very simple. It's not actually that difficult to do, to be fair. So I'm adding the camera as we did before, 1080 Pro. I'll make sure it's a custom resolution. It's going to be 1080 because it's the maximum. You can go up, there is a setting to go above it, but obviously, you know, that's probably not a good idea because it won't work. It will only take the maximum resolution you can actually go to. Interesting. Huh. Oh, wait. Sorry. Idiot. I've already got this one up. Let's take that one out. So let's add that again. I don't need to keep adding a brand new source because there you go. I've got an existing one. So I can add my existing source. So right now, it's grainy. It looks awful. I look terrible. This is not how I look. No worries, man. If you have any other questions, like, go for it, dude. Seriously. As you can see, I've got two lights behind me. Now, the best way... I don't know how to show this. But, so I've got... What you want to do is, you want to have a screen. This is green. Oh, stretching is good. You don't need to have, like... You don't necessarily need to go online and have like a, you know, a professional green screen kit of awesome. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can just have a green cloth, like you can go to a store, a material store, and you can buy like green material, which is, I would say, just make sure you can't see through it, right? And then you can hang that up on your wall. That's essentially what I've got, really. It is green screen material, but, you know, it's essentially green cloth. I mean, that is not see-through. Then as I put the lights on and everything else, you'll be able to see how the chroma key is going to work. But at the moment, I've got no light, I've got nothing. What you can really do, and you can look this up online as well. Hey there, Evil Girl, what's going on? I haven't got sound effects at the moment because I'm doing... like streamy showing off stuff. I hope you're well. The main thing with chroma key is lighting. So if you look in the internet and you go on Google and you have a look at 3-point lighting or key lighting and other stuff as well, I'm very good, thank you. I'm awesome. We got September at the moment, the Evil Girl. So if you've been gifted a sub, You can renew your subscription for $1. If you have a look at where the sub button is, if you've been gifted a sub, if anyone's been gifted a sub, go and check out the September stuff above, and you'll be able to see. It might say for you, subscribe for $1. There's a skateboard. Da, 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 da. So it means you might be able to subscribe for $1, and that will save you guys $4 or $5. So go and check if you've been gifted a subscription. Up there, it might say $1. I know a couple of you do have a subscription at the moment gifted to you, so I want to make sure that you guys save some money. So did the Evil Girl Hero, go and check, see if you got gifted a sub last month. If you did, you may be able to save yourself $4 or $5 or whatever it is in euros, I don't know. But and also supports me fully. That's that's not the reason. It's just because I want to save you money, Whatever. Yeah, that doesn't work. What's that about? And why it's not working? She might not have enough. This is true. Okay, so at the moment I've got my green skin in the hero halo as well, dude. And hello to skateboard. How you doing, dude? Yeah, you have no shinies. There you go. So 3-point lighting. So at the moment I've got one light in front of me right here. I've got one light here, which you can see. I've got another light over here. So these lights, I'm going to show you. I like studio. I guess studio. They're more like home studio quality, I suppose. At the moment, I've removed some bulbs. There you go. But this cover here basically just softens the light. So in here I've got, I've got things which soften the light. Because otherwise it's just going to be bright. So it filters out and it it directs it. This directs the light as well into an area that I want to be lit more, effectively, in other words. So I have two of those which I shine on the background. So the reason that chroma key can work in the first place is that the green is lit. I select a color in the chroma key basically to pick up that is going to be it's not going to be transparent. I don't know the word. That is going to be able to pick up whatever I want underneath it. So it just gets rid of that color. That gets rid of that green. It gets rid you can put over the top. I don't know how to explain chroma key. How can I explain chroma key in a really easy way? There we go. I'm gonna see if I can find an explanation. Chroma key compositing or chroma keying is a visual effects post-production technique for compositing, layering two images or video streams together. There you go. That makes sense. Combining two keyframes or images by replacing a color or a color range, I pretty much said that, in one frame with that from the other frame. It is often used in film industry to replace a seat's background by using a blue or a green screen. So it could be blue screen. It doesn't have to be blue screen. It's blue screen. It doesn't have to be a green screen. It can be one or the other. It can be both. And then you can have an interesting time doing that. It can't be both. You need to have one solid color. There you go. Boom. You check back tomorrow. Oh, okay. You check back tomorrow. With what? I don't understand. So, anyway. So with the green screen, I need to get something to eat because I'm really hungry. With the green screen, you need to light the back, which is behind you here. And then you need to be lit. I need to be lit myself. So right now, what I need to do is I need to put a filter on it first of all as well. So right click, and then you go to filters. There is two filters actually. Again, you can increase the gain, which is actually the light. The amount of light that's coming in, different stuff like that. And this is all on the audio side as well. Color correction, color key, chroma key. Now you can try color key or you can try chroma key. So right now, the color type is blue, magenta, or custom. Or green. We've got a green screen, so we'll do that. At the moment, I think it's like an auto setting. So you can see behind me, because it's green, you can kind of see how the effect is coming in now, as it is. So if I had a game behind me or something else, like at the moment it's just picking up black and darkness. What I need to do properly is actually have... Let me put a game behind me and you might be able to see the effect of it. Or I'll put in the... video. There you go. So you can kind of see it now, right? You can kind of see it. I mean, you do view, but loads of people do use both. I've used both. I've never really had problems. But I think in terms of lighting wise, yeah, because like it's just lighter and darker, I guess. I don't know. But you can kind of see what we're trying to get to. So there's an issue right now, right? This is the problem a lot of people have. So a lot of people, there are a lot of streamers out there who just buy a green screen and they'll just have one on light and they'll just be like, it'll just look shit. It'll just look bad. They've got a green outline that's really obvious. It just doesn't look good. So that's when you need to start lighting and lighting the background. So I'm going to show you what happens now. And this might not look great for a moment in time, but that looks infinitely better. Okay? Right? That's the magic of lighting, people. So that at the moment is completely like it's green. You need to make sure the one or two things that are really important as well is to make sure that you have... Let me turn off Guild Wars 2. Jesus Christ. It's kind of nice background music though. Sound, but okay. One thing that's really, really useful to have is two lights to do this. You don't necessarily have to. Now those lights cost a little bit of money, obviously. But having like even like two lamps or two like standing lamps where you can direct to the background, you know, is quite useful. Like you don't have to buy lights like this, but these just really do the job. And in all honesty, it costs $150 for a whole setup, like for green screen, like for the green screen, for the lights and everything. I have got a light in front of me, which actually costs $60, which is very, very different. And it's an LED light as well, which doesn't go, so I don't need new bulbs and stuff. So if you can afford a little bit more for LED lights, they're really, really good because they don't use that much energy. They don't use as much, obviously, bulbs and whatnot, and they'll pretty much last forever until the LED goes out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Green is definitely does pick it up easier, but blue screen is still used by many people as well. Yeah, I mean, there's no light coming off an LED at all. It's just, you know, it's not heat at all. So it helps that. And it helps you for your heat in your room. So if you have to close the door or whatever. So we've got, the only problem is now is that we have an issue with, a funny thing is I've gone back. Look where I am as soon as I move. That's funny, isn't it? Okay, so I've got an issue. The reason is because I'm not lit as well. So let's have a look at, it's not picking it up that well actually. Maybe I've got this right. Oh. There you go, I can have it there. That's fine. Okay, so I'm not lit either, which is another issue. So I've got a light in front of me, which I will turn on now, which is just a big block of like LED, which has got a thingy in front of it. And there we go. I don't look that good. I don't like it when it's zoomed in. But the quality of the camera's changed. You can get ring lights. They're the best ones because they'll, you know, they're more centered around the face as well. But it's a front light. So now we've got this screen. I will show one thing I forgot to say as well is that having this really, really flat is really important. So you don't have any, like, I don't know, shadowing on it, or you don't have any too many wrinkles or whatever. Wrinkles are not too bad. It's just if it's shadow, there is a little bit in the corner there. But then obviously to tidy that up, we do this, pull that in, and you can start to see the rest of the image as well, because it's in the background. And now I'm in space, motherfucker. So there we go. And it looks pretty good. It's not bad. It's not ideal lighting wise. Like, obviously it would be a bit better if I had this light was coming down a bit more, and I've had a few more bulbs in there which I need to replace. But it's pretty good. Like, it's not bad at all. I'm in space. Again, you can go to a store, you can get a green piece of material as long as it's not too see-through. I mean, if the wall's dark, it's not too bad, I guess. But I get that hanging up on the wall. You can get, you know, some lamps and put them up against the green, and you can have a light which actually shines up behind. You can get Elgato screens which can pull up from the ground that you can buy as well. And you have less to light because you just literally be sitting right behind you. But you need to make sure that's different, because you need to have a difference between you and the background for it to look decent at all. Right now my camera is auto-focusing, which is annoying as fuck. So basically, where is it? I'm going to change the filter properties here, configure video, and you can change things like that, you know, just change it. And this is stuff you start to learn. So after a while now, I shouldn't be weird anymore. But like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I can control the intensity of this light, and also I can filter in different things and whatnot. I can, you know, change the white balance and the saturation and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I mean, it's like there's a lot of room to do a lot of things in OBS, especially the OBS Studio, StreamLabs OBS. So we could go quickly, and if you guys have any questions like about the mental stuff, about anything else, that's also fine. But if we go to themes, we'll have a look at themes, and we'll just insert, like, if you want to just start up a stream really easily, really simply, you go to themes, and we'll have a look. Let's go through a theme and see if there's something we like that we want to use. And you just want to say you've got no overlays, you've got nothing, you know. All you've got is those alerts. You've got a square window, and you're like, damn, you know, I really want to have something that looks good. I want to play, you know, Fortnite or some game that is kind of generic, and there's a generic overlay here. There are more generic overlays for like everything. Let's pick something that's got something really random in it. Animated. Let's pick an animated one. There you go. So there's an animated... Let's think. There's something like PUBG. There you go. Have a look at it. Not bad. That's actually pretty cool. You know? It's pretty good. So let's install that overlay. StreamLabs versus OBS Studio. The thing is, I haven't really used StreamLabs OBS for that long. So it's like, is there a difference? I mean, I think CPU wise, there definitely is. All right, so we've got here. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty good. It doesn't matter if you think it's ugly. It's up to you. It's up to the person, right? I don't know. Whatever. So I mean, it's got basic animations in it. it's got like, you know, it's got the car, it's got like different stuff. You know, if someone walked into your stream and they saw this, it would be like, oh, that's actually not too horrible. I can deal with that. You know, let's have a look here. So you can add different folders and stuff, which is pretty cool now, which I really need to start doing. But let's actually, no, let's not do that. We can actually change that. So it's already inserted this as a video. So as a video source. So this is what you get. So what you do is you go to themes, and when you found the one you want, you click on it and you go to install. So we'll do that again, just so you guys see it. But let's install another one. So animated. We'll go to something that looks a little bit better. Actually, there isn't much else that looks better, is there? They're not really to my taste, but that doesn't matter. Let's find a Fortnite one. And see, I'm not sure why anyone would have their camera there. Oh yeah, that one's got a chat actually. Let's do that. And then you go to install overlay. You click that. Go to editor. It should, unless it's still installing it, which possibly is. Oh, there you go. Been a bit slow. Now it is a bit slow, bearing in mind. So now you've got a cool little intro. You got your live scene there. Sorry, this is not for Fortnite at all. This is for Paladins. You've got like a little mini, I guess that could be your intro window or your intermission window. You've got be right back screen. Stream ending screen. Lots of spewing of things. You've got an offline screen. I'm not sure why that's there. And then you've got some bits and bobs. Oh, there you go. Look. Copy it to clipboard. So it's actually giving you loads of stuff. It's giving you panels and everything else as well for the below your stream, which is pretty cool. So if we go to the live scene, this is what you want to do here. And again, you know, like I didn't show you how to add chat and whatnot before, but here you can just change all the bits and pieces. But you've got a little bit of an animation going down here. It looks very flashy. If you have any kind of, you know, light sensitive stuff going down, then you're probably fucked. But having a look at webcam, the webcam frame is the outer bit, obviously, it's surrounding it. Change that webcam. We change it to that, and guess what? That is almost pretty much bang on, really. It's not got chroma key or anything in there because obviously we haven't got that at the moment, but it looks all right. It's really big on the screen, Jesus Christ. But it's pretty easy. Like, I would seriously, if you've got no overlays or anything, I would use a theme. Like, it's definitely worth it. This would be if let me just quickly go over to twitch.tv/baldisbeastbot. I've not really best beast. Don't think this will work. We'll see. Yeah, it has worked. So it's simple. Like, and if you've got chat, like I've gone to BaldisBeast's chat. This is my bot's channel, and he basically, I'm speaking in his channel, and you can see the chat coming up there. It actually looks not too bad. It's not too bad, but I have got like loads of stuff going on in the screen. It's not my personal preference really to have all this shit going down. I would just have like this, and this is the really cool thing about StreamLabs OBS and then StreamLabs Studio now, is that you can group stuff up together in folders, so you can move all of it together. Like, you haven't been able to do that for a long time. So I could just move that. I can move that out if I don't want it for now. I can move probably... Can I move is all of that groups as well. It's beautiful. So I can move all of this out and I can just customize it. So if you just want a frame, you can do that. You know, you can bring it down. Oh, low, actually. That doesn't bring the whole group down. Well, that kind of sucks. You can move it, but you can't bring it down altogether. Okay. Well, that's the only thing. I mean, that's fine. Anyway, I guess if we've already got the right size, it doesn't matter. But then, like, I've got that in the background. Obviously, you want to make sure that you delete this because this is just an example of the background. So you delete that. And then you put your own game in. Where is it? Game capture. Source. Yeah, there you go. Actually, we cancelled that because we can add the previous one, which is good. You know, this has changed a lot since Mardo. It would be Guild Wars 2 if it was up. It's not right now. There we go. It will come up at some point in time. Let's put that at the bottom. I forget when did it. There you go. Ugh. There you go. So it's going to start to come up soon, hopefully. Nope, that's not working. There you go. What's that about? Oh, that was the other one I added. Rip. Okay. Well, anyway. There you go. That's better. For some reason... Oh no, that's because it's added it from another scene. My bad. I must have it somewhere else. I got it. Interesting. There it is. There you go. Sorry, my bad. I think I pasted it into the... I just put it in there as well. So now we've got this little window. We've got this little frame. And we're good. Look at that. It looks nice. It actually looks nicer than my stream. It looks pretty good. It's not bad. I actually don't mind that. Looks pretty cool. I could get rid of my green screen and just go flashy now. Look at that. We're ready. Civi, what do you reckon as a graphics designer? It's simple. It's lovely. This is true. I like my design though at the moment. I like my design. It's simple. For sure. I kind of don't mind that window though. It looks quite cool. The thing is I've got chroma key anyway. But yeah, I mean, that's it really. I mean, if there's questions, there's loads of stuff. It's so much that goes into streaming. There was some more people I was expecting to come who had loads of questions, but they didn't come along. So you guys now have the responsibility of asking any questions. I appreciate that for you, man. I just don't know what really I'd want to have. I like having like the dashboard below me kind of thing. The thingy. I have loaded questions. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Hey Shinobi, what's up, dude? Oh, the stinger. Yeah. Okay, so, well, it's not really a secret. I can just add it now. I'm I'm going to add a stinger. So this is cool. This is something you can do. And I've done this before, but I haven't done it for a while. You can transition between scenes, right? So if you have studio up, I don't actually know if... so this is what I was talking about in terms of studio as well. So this right-hand screen here, if I was streaming like I'm streaming to you right now, I've got another stream. I've got another screen. Actually, I don't have it up. No, it's all right for you. It's all good. I always talk about this kind of stuff. If I press transition, this screen will now be on the right side because that's what is live. So this is a preview on the left-hand side, and it says it there. It says edit and it says live. So I could edit this window without you guys seeing it, and you would be seeing this, like, you know, whatever screen. For example, it doesn't show my little frame here or anything because it doesn't show media, but as soon as you transition it live, it does. It doesn't show it there. It shows it there though, which is weird. It's like, I don't understand. It's really odd. But anyway, what was I going to say? Stinger. There we go. Okay, so let me add this. It would be a media source, add source, then it's a stinger. Well, it's not really a stinger. I guess it's more of like, it's kind of a stinger slash transition, right? So you add, I have a file called, let me find it. It's a video. So I go to it. It's called OBS stream. Stinger, there you go. FPS. So, I don't want to loop it. I just want it to play once. Let's just see what happens. Okay. So the video, the problem with that video is that it's the size of 1080. So that's Stinger. Let's take off studio mode. That's Stinger. Interesting. It's only going to come up when I activate it. That sucks. That's weird. I can though. Oh no, there you go. Huh, that's funny. Okay, so I can change it. I can make it full screen, I think. Let's loop it. And then we can do that. So this is a really cool feature you can do. So let's have a look. So if I go into studio, this stinger I'm going to take off of loop. So it will just loop the video. So right now, if I'm in, say for example, an intermission, you guys won't be able to hear the sound because it would only come through OBS. It's just a little blah blah blah. It's cute. I'm on that intermission screen. I'm not on Guild Wars 2 now. I'm on creative. It's probably because you just come back to the stream from maybe yesterday and maybe you haven't closed the window. I don't know. Maybe. But I press transition. You can see, you're going to see that little stinger come up. That's actually wrong. That's weird. That didn't work properly. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. That didn't work right, did it? It worked right before. That's weird. Interesting. Oh no, I would need to have it on the other one. You know what I'm trying to do anyway. You know what I'm trying to do. That's weird. You shouldn't have done that. Let me have a look at the actual file. Oh, fuck it, I'll look at it later. But anyway. It's not working properly. Oh, you mean I'm stuck? Okay. That's weird. Didn't it work before properly anyway? Oh, I guess what I could have is... I'd need to work it out. Either way. You know what I'm trying to achieve, right? I just got a shitty... I've got the wrong fucking thing up. I've got the stupid thing up, which is not working. Let me just try and see, maybe, actually, if I've got the wrong... If I've changed the filter wrong. I did just confuse myself, yeah. The thing is, the image comes up in the background, and it's not like the video is not right. Like, it should start closed. Isn't there an option to change transition in general? I don't know. I don't think so. What the video should be, it's just because the video's not right. You know, it's the video's not right. What it should be is, it should be that the video comes up with the doors closed, and then they open, and that's what happens. That's what it should be. Let's go see if that's the actual. The video is fine. Ready? It's... See, it's closed on the old scene first. Oh, did it actually work? Oh, wait, so I just need to... Maybe I just need to put it on the other one. Wait. Give me a sec. What, so you have play the video when it switches? Or you can insert it as a transition? Is that what you mean? To insert the video as a transition? I've done this before, though. I can't remember how to do it. Let me just insert something here quick. Where is it? Stinger. That's weird. You know what I'm trying to do though, don't you? Well, there's an option to delay the transition until it's closed, so it starts the video. The actual transition starts when the doors are closed. Yeah, maybe there is. I don't know if you can do that on OBS thingy though. Let me check on Studio quick. There is transitions. There is on yeah, but it would be, but the video is part of that scene. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't work the same. Because normally you'd have... That's interesting though. Because it closes and then opens. Like you'd have just the video would be the start and it would just open, you know? I just think it's wrong. I just think it's actually wrong. Whereas that screen is... should be something in between. Or if I have... I don't think you can edit the actual transition itself. You can't edit that. So that's one thing that it doesn't have. You can't edit the transition. Whereas I can on... This one. You won't be able to see it anyway. Like, you can see that, right? Oh. That's a slow one, Jesus. You can actually make that really slow. That's on studio though. Actually kind of don't mind that. Should have kind of like that. I like it. There you go. I'm going to stick with that. Or I can fade between two different ones. But I can't do that on this. Click on the cog wheel. This wheel here. This is for general settings though. I don't think you can do anything there. Or is there another wheel here? And stinger maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. Top right over my scenes. Yeah, this is settings as well. Same ones. You can edit the duration here. Whereabouts? No? Armory. What? Right side. Next to the plus and the minus. Here. I can edit in here. Scenes window. Right. Here. Oh, this transition. Oh. Okay. But I think this basically is... Yeah, but this is the entire thing. So this includes the video. This is the entire scene though, so yeah, I mean it would be like even if it was like a fade, for example. Shit. It would fade the video as well, like the video isn't separate. Set it to the duration of the video. I know what you're trying to do, but I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, it would be like... Oh, shit. It would pop up like just halfway through. That could work, but then it fades the whole thing. Yeah, it wouldn't. The problem is that I don't actually know how that would work. I think that would have to be a separate. That's a good point though, because people do that. What it'd have to be is it'd have to be a slide across. Like you'd either have to switch it yourself. Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to do. It's because of the video is what it is, you know. The video is a start. So the video it starts by coming in, but it already brings up the background. game or you and everything. So you need to have the video separate almost. So you'd have the video, where is it? So you could have, you'd need the video to be the transition itself, basically. Or when the screen, or you'd have the same screen like this, and you'd have a duplicate. Where is it? It's not going to do it because the video is the same. This is annoying now. It's not going to work. Anyway. It doesn't matter too much. That's not what we're not trying to go like meg, but it's interesting to just kind of fiddle actually. Oh wait a minute, wait. It's there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I didn't even know you could do this. Is this, how long has this been here for? I didn't even know this was here. Dude, I didn't even know this was here, man. The fuck? How long's that been there for? Wait. This is wicked. No. Stop doing that. It's still doing it, though. It's because I've got the video still on there, haven't I? So delete that. Oh, this is exciting. We're learning stuff. How exciting is this? Sorry. This is... I get a fucking major hard on for this shit. Okay. Alright. It's still doing it. It's not doing it right. What? It's not even doing it right. Global transition, stinger. $300. Whatever. Global transition, stinger. Done. It's still not doing it right, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not doing it right. Like the transition is wrong. Because it's not transitioning with the image. It's weird. Like it's still wrong. So if you do that, global transition type time frame? No. Maybe. Ah, transition point. From 0. Maybe. No. Actually, you do it from 1,000 to... So that's about a second in. You'd have to do a timing on that. Maybe that's what that is. And you do edit. And you do... I don't know what the difference is. Yeah! Fucking smashed it! Did it, baby! Look at that. Got it. Sorry. Super keen. Yeah! Done it. There you go. So it's about a second. But it looks really shit, doesn't it, on your screen? The FPS isn't great. It looks good though, I like it. It looks pretty cool. OBS Studio, it swaps them though. It doesn't do that in this. You might be able to set it up though, actually. Connections. Oh, there you go, look. What's that then? Oh, you can connect some of these scenes to other scenes. Okay. I mean, I like it though. It's pretty cool. That's not bad. Hey D Knight, what's up? Are you good? You having a good day, sir? I like that. Uh-oh. Twitch is throwing up. But yeah, not bad. Any other questions, people? Because I think that's it. I think we're done. No. Why is that coming up? Hey, Zekriox, what's up, dude? Why does it show you as playing Guild Wars 2 right now in game? Because... Can you see where I am in... Yeah, I'm in the game, dude. He hacks. A watch overlay for yourself. Oh, nice. Cool. A watch overlay. What's the watch overlay? Oh, yeah. Oh, mate. Okay, great. When you're in the login screen, that's when you're basically in it. When you're in the login screen, you're in the game. So you'll be registered as in online and in the game stuff. So what I might do is, because I'm coming up back at 5, I might stop now. And I'll come back at 5 for the stream for Guild Wars 2. Stream the raid and then see what we can do for the rest of the evening. But yeah. It's been cool. It's been cool. But I just learned something new then. So that's good. That's always nice to do. I wasn't very, like... I'm sorry that it wasn't very structured. I mean, it was. I kind of went through the basic stuff. But, yeah. No worries. I hope that was, like, somewhat informative. I don't know. I know there was a lot of people that want to watch this later, so... We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah. I think it's okay. Thanks for watching. A few hours long. Maybe I can grab bits of it and put it on YouTube. We'll see. We will see. I think I need to do an actual YouTube video of doing it instead. Like, to get it. Because obviously you've got people coming in. I have to say hello to people. It's the stream, so... It's very much like I'd have to record it properly. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I could highlight it instead. Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea, Face, actually. I actually don't mind this camera surround. Oh, you did? Okay, that's good. Like the technical stuff, I like the green screen stuff I like doing. I don't really do anything about mic placement or anything, but it wouldn't be much of a... It wouldn't be much info. Talk into the mic and don't sit far away from it. There you go. Make sure it's placed in the right area. Funny thing about this mic is that you speak into the front of it. You don't speak into the top. Because if I speak into the top like this, it's not the best. Well, actually, my voice is still directed at the front. But anyway, that's another day. Yeah, I'm going to have a break. I will see you guys at like... in about 2 hours. But yeah, that was fun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget September, people. If you've been gifted a sub, renew that sub for $1. Costs nothing. If you want to follow the channel, go ahead and do that as well, of course. I do this full time, so if you do want to support me in any way, I do appreciate it massively. Otherwise, follow the channel. Come and join us this evening. We're playing some Guild Wars 2. Yeah, that makes sense there, Krios, for sure, for sure. This is all like just if you want to start streaming for the first time, and I think you can just definitely adjust things to your own wants and needs as well, maybe. I will do video for sure. For sure, dude. Whoa! Thanks, man, for your help. Thanks, guys, for your help, and Demonic as well. Have a good one, people. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. I'll see you in about 2 hours for Guild Wars 2 raid. La 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 la. OBS stream completed. Tick. Next cooking stream, then the anger stream. No, the scary stream. It's all good. Hey Chaz, sorry man. I'm just heading off. I'll see you soon though. It's okay. You should come back tonight. Yes you should. Yes you should. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I did. See you later, peeps.